speed! Go!
See, then we ease into it. We ease into it. Is how.
Is that you easing into it?
This is me
my
easing,
God.
easing into it.
Oh, yes.
This is kind of cool.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first, Faces, the very first live edition of Cocktail Time here
I
at
can't watch.
Player Podcast. Look at yourself, Nick. Just look at yourself. Will you just look at yourself? Would you look at yourself?
This is really creepy.
It's creepy. So we expect this to be somewhat disastrous. It might go wrong, but bear with us.
It probably will go wrong.
It probably will go wrong.
I can't watch the feed because it's not synced with the actual Skype conversation, so it's freaking me out.
You shouldn't watch the feed. That's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm taking it off.
Yeah.
It's very distracting.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, as you all know, like Cocktail Time hasn't been around for a while, since probably the end of the year show.
Yeah,
Probably
Joseph's
awards.
had a hangover for the past
I've had a hangover.
months.
I've had a hangover for the past 4 months. So we're back now. I've always wanted to turn this sort of into a live show or a live experience of some sort. This is our first step to try to make that happen, and we'll see how it goes. So forgive us if there's like some really bad technical issues, like
Really bad.
everyone getting dropped or things not working. We've already had to like go through and cut out ideas we had for this first show because we couldn't get it quite right yet. But
That is very true.
we're hoping it'll be getting better and better as we kind of go along. That's what we think. So how are you guys doing?
I'm
Nick and
doing
Bob?
fantastic.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Should we start off with our shot of the week?
Is that how, is
Shot
that?
of the
I thought
show.
it was toast of the show.
Toast of the show, shot of the week.
Same shit.
We should settle on a title, possibly.
It's
Yeah.
only been a year or so.
Does it
I
matter?
think toast of the week or toast of the show sounds best in
Toast
my
of the show.
personal opinion.
Okay.
Are we going to go over what we're drinking first, or what?
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's been a while since I've done this shit.
I know we have to ease back into it.
Jeez.
I'm just gonna sit back like a baller and just let y'all start.
What exactly is a baller?
I don't know.
The glass, the bottle is in a very strategic position.
Not a ball.
Very strategic position. Yeah.
Keep those. This
That, my friend, is a baller.
it keeps the semen fresh. So
Oh God.
Keep it on ice.
that's right.
I had forgotten what separates this show from the regular show. I now remember.
So Nick, why don't you start off with what you're drinking?
I am drinking. So I saw these cool commercials on television, and I fell for marketing, and I got a Bud Light Platinum.
What is that bullshit? I saw it in the store. What makes it
it's-
different than regular
What
Bud
makes it
Light?
platinum?
I haven't tasted it yet, but
Oh.
it's a nice blue bottle with a attractive label,
Mhm.
and it's frosty. So I'm curious. I'm gonna try it.
So it's platinum.
It might be. I don't even like regular Bud Light, so this might be a big mistake.
It's to try to make like a white trash drink seem all fancy and
Yeah, I don't know. They tried that before. It's still piss in a bottle.
you have to go for the clamato with the
But it's
I thought about
Clamato. I've actually tried that before.
It sounds awful.
It's not as awful as you would think. Surprisingly, it's bad.
Well, also, I don't like
It
Bloody
is bad.
Marys. So
You don't like what?
No, I don't like Bloody Marys.
Oh, what? You don't?
not a big fan either.
Tomato juice is
I'm ending the show.
Tomato
right
juice
now.
should stay in my cocktails.
You guys don't like? I just had a Bloody Mary today. So all
I
right.
guess if I'm hungover, then it's fine.
So do I wait? I'll wait.
You're
till we do
gonna wait.
Yeah.
You're gonna wait. So what is your toast?
My toast this week is gonna go to Bethesda
Mhm.
for not canceling Prey 2. Right here.
Very nice. Very
That's
nice.
good.
Bethesda, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, during one of these segments in the show. I
Yeah.
think we want to talk about the Prey 2 thing.
it's-
I would like to.
It still makes me nervous because it doesn't sound. It sounds almost like they were going to cancel it, and then the
That's
fan.
what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fan backlash. But anyway, we'll move on. We'll get to that later. Mr. Bobenthal.
That's a new one. So for my shot, I can actually show the camera this, but the people at home, I've got a little shot glass here. You probably can't read it. It says, because it's see-through, it's a tequila, and it says "Got Tequila" on it. I have no idea what that is. Delicious tequila.
That's nasty.
And
What kind of tequila is it?
it's Hornitos.
Hornitos.
Pretty good.
Never heard
Yeah.
of this.
You never heard of it?
Hornitos.
okay.
Hornitos.
And for my drink, right now I'm starting off with a Sparks because it's like an energy.
Oh,
Have you guys heard of that shit?
yes.
Sparks?
I've had Sparks before, and me and a friend of mine tried it, and we pretty much figured there's at least 8 different aftertastes to it.
That's
That's
coming
actually
back up.
7 aftertastes. One of those was semen.
One of those is vomit. Actually, at the very end, you throw it back up.
It's better than from my experience, it's better than a Four Loko. When I drink a Four Loko, it doesn't matter how much I've had, I'm gonna have a hangover. But with Sparks, at least the little can, I can at least be a little energized. Also got a special drink I'm gonna bring in mid-show. I'll show you guys. It's kind of a experiment.
Always showing us up, Bob, with your
He is.
special drinks and shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be an intense experiment.
He's
It's
always-
the first time I've ever had it.
He's always upping the ante,
Yeah.
pretty much. So okay, and what's your toast?
Gotta raise the bar. My toast. It's bittersweet toast to Blizzard. It's particularly Diablo 3 open beta. I'm gonna have to get more into that later.
We'll talk about that. I played a little bit of that as well. Not
Yeah.
very much. I made it to the first town.
Yeah.
That's all I did. And then I had to,
So that you played 2 minutes.
then I had to reformat my whole fucking computer. So
Yeah.
Fail.
yeah, exactly. So okay, cool. I am drinking. I have just yeah, I put it up here. It's a vodka and lime type of thing in my Atari glass.
Oh, you show off.
Look at that.
You want an Atari class?
That. And,
Oh yeah. That's a console.
and then just a little shot of vodka, with that. And my toast of the show is to us on our maiden voyage. This is sort of like breaking the bottle on a ship before it goes out. That's kind of what I'm doing here.
Didn't you say Maiden Voyage on the first episode of Cocktail Time ever?
It was actually
Yes.
called the Maiden Voyage show.
Oh, that's right.
And this is a
Full circle.
This is a rebirth of a sword. So that's it. All right.
By the way, if I randomly scream out "bitch" or something in the show, it's not addressed at y'all.
it's your girlfriend.
Or
Isn't
that.
your dog? Wait, screaming at the dog's not gonna help, is it?
No, it's deaf.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
That won't stop me, though.
You can't yell at him. All
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Oh shit, I'm spilling tequila everywhere. I have to lick it off my desk.
That's fine. Shall we?
Ew.
Are you ready?
We shall.
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3. So how is that Bud Light treating you, Nick?
Tastes a little like Bud Light,
yes. They pretty much just change the label each time, I think.
but it's not bad.
All right.
It's all right.
Good. Chaser here. So
I realize this is the
Cool.
first show. This is the first Cocktail Time where I have to drink something. I can't just say I'm drinking something.
Yeah, right.
you can't fake it anymore. You know.
I can't take it anymore.
Who knows, maybe you poured something out and you just got an empty bottle full of water.
There's been at least 2 shows where I had to fake it.
Really? You lied to me. You
I
lied to.
lied to you,
You lied
Joseph.
to us.
Yep.
The magic is lost.
The magic is lost. Kicking you off the show. Out.
But
Out.
but now I can't do that anymore, so it's all good.
That's right. I'm
Only
gonna
if you
make
do
you.
that.
I'm gonna make you open the bottles on camera.
This
So-
does say
I know.
underneath the platinum label, it says 6% alcohol by volume. Is that more than the typical Bud Light?
yeah,
Yes.
it's like
Most
4
beer
and a
is
half,
about
right?
4.5 or 5 points.
So maybe that's the difference. It's
platinum?
because it gets you drunk faster.
This one, yeah, the Sparks is about 6.
Yeah.
Malt beverage. Ugh.
I do like my Jimmy. What is it, James Dean or Jim Weed? Jimmy Weed.
Jeremiah Weed.
Jeremiah Weed.
Yeah, you've been hitting that pretty recently.
Yeah, they're awful for you. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But they're
I
pretty,
think
they're pretty good.
I think maybe when we're all together in one room doing maybe at PAX this year or something, we should do a cocktail time where we make trash can punch.
I don't know what
And,
that is.
and it's sitting right in the middle of the desk,
What
and
is-
we're just scooping it.
What is trash can punch?
It's like punch made with fruit and Everclear.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's jungle juice is the other.
Jungle juice is another common.
Yeah.
I think
for it.
I think that's racist.
It can be.
If it is, I apologize. Did not mean
I'm the one
to.
that brought it up.
Yeah, so actually it's Bob that's racist. You
Bob is the racist one here, just so you know.
Oh well.
So it's been a while. We're not gonna go through everything we've been playing since the beginning of the year. But who wants to go first? Bob, why don't you go first? Because you've been playing a lot of PC stuff. That,
Yeah, I've
that
been
Nick and
playing
I
a lot of
don't
PC
play,
shit.
so
Yeah.
You don't play PC things.
I just I haven't had a really good computer to do it, so. It
By the
hasn't
way,
really
Bob,
been...
you need to talk to Brad about doing an audible impressions about Legend of Grimrock.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
gonna set one up on Thursday, but I think it was broadcasting, so we couldn't.
Well, y'all need to do it at some point because
He's played a ton of it today.
we had a really good conversation on the last podcast about Legend of Grimrock, and I think y'all would be able to add a lot to it because y'all are both pretty equally into it. I think.
Yeah. I'll shoot him a text soon. We'll do that later, but whatever. I'm not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
So what I've been playing is I've been playing a lot of betas. Recently, there's been a lot of fucking either closed or open betas going on. There's Firefall, well, Tribes Ascend recently came out, launched. I've been playing that quite a bit, as well as the Diablo 3 beta.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Where's Brad when you need him?
Yeah.
So here's my idea, and I can say it here. Well, should I say it here or should I keep that one under wraps?
I don't know what it is, so I
Bob
couldn't
knows,
tell you.
Bob knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Should I keep it under wraps or should I just say?
I don't know. Brad never listens to these, but since this is live, chat probably is going to tell Brad about this.
Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't say it.
This will be a surprise for the future.
Is it something?
Oh, you can't
it-
do that to me. I'm not in on this.
Is it something like we actually like to do, like we actually are going to do, or is it something we just think about and talk about it? It's fun and
I don't know. It would be hilarious to do, but I don't know how feasible it is.
Yeah,
It would be awesome.
that would be pretty cool.
But yeah. Anyway,
Keep
so
it to yourself, bitch. That's fine with me.
Anyway,
the other
Hopefully
game I
we'll
was
learn it.
playing is Legend of Grimrock, which I've been playing quite a bit. I've been meaning to write a review about it, but that game is long and it's hard, but it's a lot of fun.
I'm
Long and
surprised.
Yes.
I'm surprised it's so long.
It
and hard.
I think there's like
to me,
13
it
levels.
looks like a Elder Scrolls-esque dungeon that never ends.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah, a little bit. It's tile-based dungeon crawler, a la, like if you remember Dungeon Master, probably none of you do.
I was a mere twinkle.
Eye of the Beholder,
I remember Eye of the Beholder.
Wizardry.
I remember Wizardry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of Ultima Underworld, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And it's sort of redone for the modern era. They keep a lot of the same old mechanics, which sometimes pisses the shit out of you. It's just like the lack of an autosave or like a quick save.
It's old.
So you can't. Yeah, it's very old school.
Well, I thought I saw Brad quick saving on that.
You can save, but you can't.
probably has a
quick
mod,
save. There's no
asshole.
one button you can press to quick save.
Oh, so you actually have to go into the menu and.
You have to go into the menu and then save it like an old school game.
Yeah, but that's like every Xbox
Yeah.
game.
Well, yeah, it's a PC game, so it just seems kind of weird they didn't have a quick save option.
Yeah.
But still, it's despite some of the shortcomings from just being modeled after that really old style of game, it's really fun. It's very difficult, very smart. Some of the puzzles you get into are just really smart.
Why doesn't every game that, whether it's PC or console, that allows you to save anywhere you want, why does every game not have a quick save?
I don't know. I mean,
Because Witcher 2, no quick save.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3 actually had a quick save, which is really cool.
Yeah,
you hit,
which
you hit select.
I adored.
I think probably because of
Fuck you, you're wrong.
QA. That's my answer.
What does QA have to do with it?
Quality assurance. Well, it's like depending on where you save. If you quick save right before in the middle or in the middle of an event, you got to make sure that your QA tester is going to go in and do that and reproduce it. Otherwise, if you don't save all the data correctly and you reload in that point, you could screw up the entire game.
Right.
I don't need your logic in here.
Yeah, Bob. Who do you think you are, Bob?
Making us look bad.
Well, fuck it. Everybody needs to do that.
See,
Quick save,
honestly, usually I'll stay away from quick saves anyway because I like to have 3 consecutive saves going at all time in case I get a save corruption. It seems like a really bad idea to have one save through your whole thing. I've lost a lot
Yeah,
of progress.
I used to
on
do
games
that,
doing
and I have since changed. Since
What
Sorry.
did you, what did you
I'd
lose?
alternate between 2.
Three's the magic number, Bob.
3.
I actually have 4 going right now on The Witcher 2.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Back to Legend
Actually-
of Grimrock. Come on.
Yeah, in Grimrock, I have 5 saves.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I have 5.
So,
Yeah.
I saw some of it. So you have like 4 party members, like
Yes.
classic, like the classic.
So there's 4 party. You have 4 party members. The way you position them affects the damage and how they can attack.
Right.
If you have 2 people in the front row, 2 people in the back row. The 2 people in the front row can do melee attacks. To be the people in the back row have to do range attacks unless they're using a reach weapon, or they have skilled up enough in the skill to get a reach ability. Like you, rogues, if you skill up enough, I think in assassination, they can actually attack from the rear row. So there's a bit of tactical kind of group tactics and kind of figuring out what the build you want to make with your group characters. Out of the 3 different classes, the warrior, the rogue, and the mage. And what abilities you want to spec them into to figure out the right composition of a group you want to do. If you go in the hardcore mode or the harder difficulties of the game, you really have to be very conscious about the decisions you make in the skill trees and making sure that you're using the right classes and the right positions and the right weapons.
So do you actually choose your classes before? Like, what's the process like? Do you actually have 4 party members to begin with, or do you go to the inns?
Yes.
And there's no inn. Is there an inn?
No. There's no inn. You actually start.
There's no inn in the dungeon. Joseph.
I love the inn. Well, I didn't know if it starts like in a town and you go to the dungeon. Like, how do you go from? Is it just one huge, gigantic dungeon that you're just in?
You start at the top of a mountain. They kick you into the mountain, and then you start into the dungeon.
Okay, so you basically it's a giant dungeon in the mountain.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the mountain's called Mount Grimrock, and it's a
dungeon. Now it's all coming together.
Yeah. There's a whole story that's kind of unraveling whenever you rest, since that's one of the ways you can actually recover health in the game is by sleeping. And sort of old school sleeping, like all these old dungeon crawlers allowed you to do this, but in the sleep, whenever you sleep, there's depending how far you are in the game, there's dream sequences where there'll be kind of this other voice that's talking to you. And that sort of narrates the story as it goes on. Like, you're supposed to go down into the lower levels of Grimrock and find this person and help them escape, or to help you escape out of the dungeon.
Right.
So that's the whole driving force of you going down deeper and deeper into this dungeon. I think there's about 13 levels. I'm about 10 in. I think I've been playing at least for 8 or 10 hours. There's not a lot of there seems to be more secret and optional content than there is required content, which is kind of cool. Because there's a lot of really hard to find secrets, a lot of puzzles you don't have to do that are really difficult, but if you do them, you can actually get a lot of really awesome gear and unlock a lot of achievements. Since if you buy the Steam version, you actually get the Steam achievements and all that. I'm not too sure if the GOG version has achievements, probably not. But there's really no reason why this game couldn't be ported to something like an Xbox 360 or iPad. I actually think they were looking into porting it to iOS because
it makes sense on an iPad for sure.
Yeah, it looks good. It would be a lot of fun on the iPad since the touch interface would just work out perfectly on that. I know they made back their money, total expense for developing the game several times over within the first several days of release.
Jeez.
Yeah, so they made a lot of money off of this game already, which is great because they're a tiny ass indie studio in Sweden, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good tribute to that style of game, and they did it all the correct ways. It's just perfect in a lot of ways. It has its faults, but it really kind of overcomes those. I can see why Brad is so high on the game. He had a little hard time getting into it, but once he started moving into it and really kind of understanding the mechanics and systems, he really enjoyed it. Because I think he was expecting a turn-based game. It's all real time.
Right.
It's all real time.
So you're clicking on your party members to fight and stuff like pretty quickly and whatnot.
Yeah, you have to maneuver your party around because you can actually avoid damage by stepping back before the enemy attacks you. And you can maneuver around them to attack them. You can flank them to do more damage. You can get behind them to do more critical damage depending on where you are in respect to the person you're attacking. On this grid system. Then you'll be able to hit them, have a higher hit chance, and do more damage. So there's a lot of kind of positional tactics and whatnot. So it's a smart game, really fun.
Right. What about like you mentioned skill trees?
There's not really skill trees, there's skill lines. Each class has a set of, I think, about 5 abilities. There's your armor line, your armor abilities, either that's going to be dodge or armor for the warrior, and I think staff or something for the wizard. But they let you wear heavier armor because you find all your equipment in the dungeon. It's all static. All the enemies are static, all the dungeons are static, all the items are static. So you can pick up items in the environment, and then depending on the requirements, they may require you to have a certain passive ability unlocked, which you get by pumping points into these armor lines without taking penalty when wearing the armor. So you can wear it regardless, but it's actually going to make you less evasive.
So you can you use anything, but it's not going to work
Yeah,
very well?
unless it
Okay.
specifically has a requires skill level X of amount.
Right. Okay.
But there's weapon skill lines too that allow you to do certain attacks, and they passively increase attributes. Like most of it is just passive increasing. Your attacks basically are just click weapon, and either click a staff or click the mage. When you click them, you can choose rune combinations for spells.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually combine runes in order to create specific spells.
Okay. Interesting. That reminds me.
Yeah.
I was watching you play Magicka yesterday.
Yeah,
So
it's a little like that.
so when you cast spells at Magicka, are you like combining elements like on the fly to like cast stuff?
Yes, Magicka, you...
Not to go off the subject, but it seems like
Yeah.
it made me think of that. And I was like, I didn't know. That
A little bit like
Magicka
that.
was
Magicka almost... So Magicka, you can combine certain abilities in certain sequences, and that dictates a spell. If you get it in the right sequence and you press spacebar, it'll actually trigger a spell. Otherwise, you can just right-click or one of the other mouse click buttons, and then it'll just do whatever effect. Like if you had fire, rock... let's see what else. Other amounts on fire, rock, electricity. It'll actually make you can fire a rock, like a firebolt rock,
Right.
fireball with electric damage on it. So it's more of like kind of a combining the different elemental types. And there's some opposing elements that you can't use at the same time,
Oh, I see.
since they conflict, like fire and water.
Right.
If you use fire and water, actually, you create steam. That's one of the exceptions.
Okay.
And actually, no, earth and lightning is opposing, so you couldn't do earth and lightning.
Interesting.
So it's much more of a spell crafting system
Right.
than anything else.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was like that, so I was kind of surprised to see like you doing that kind of stuff. It's kind of neat. So what's next? Like, what do you think is next for the Legend of Grimrock team? Do you think this is something they can expand to sort of make something like an Ultimate game, like with like more like towns and things like that, or do you think they want to
Could
keep
it be Legend of Grimrock 2?
Do you think they want to keep it? I guess my question is, do you think they
yeah.
want to keep it simple?
I know what they're doing. What they have said they're going to do with the money is port to different platforms. So you're going to see it on the iOS, as well as release a player, a user content editor, so you can actually create new levels and whatnot.
Oh, that's neat.
They're going to add new dungeons and new expansions, as well as maybe some new classes. They wanted to add new monster types. They really just wanted to expand on the game to add more content to it, to just give it more depth.
Like, how many monster types are there now? Because I saw like maybe 3. In
Yeah, it's
total.
pretty limited. I think there's maybe about 10
Okay.
total. Maybe 10 or 11. Somewhere around there.
Would you-
There's not too many.
Could be worse. I've seen games that have less.
Yeah,
Like Skyrim.
it's still fresh. It's still a lot of fun.
Like Skyrim.
Each... Yeah, yeah.
I love Skyrim, but the enemies are starting to
There's not that many.
There's not that many enemy types.
Really?
But yeah, you deal with the different enemy types in Grimrock different ways. Like they're more receptive to certain types of damage. Like they're weaker to to fire or to frost or whatever, depending on how you what kind of weapons you have and how you spec your mage.
Right. How many levels? Is there a level cap?
I don't think there's a level cap. I think you can go up to you can put at most 50 points in a skill line, and I believe you get 4 points per level.
Okay.
So if you were to really kind of put it all in, you're going to get, what, like 13 levels before you cap it? I think all my characters are at least level like 8 or 9 now. I'm only on level 10 of the dungeon. There's 13 levels of the dungeon.
Okay.
So I don't really think there's a hard cap.
But it's sort of like it's not like a ton of levels. It seems like classic D&D 20 is the max level you can do. Like
Yeah,
that's classic
yeah.
D&D,
That's awesome.
And it seems to be sort of like kind of like that. Like it's not World of Warcraft where I'm level 82 or 85. I guess is the max on World of Warcraft.
Yeah, they may cap you at 20. Or they may just cap you for the amount of skill points you can have for dumping in all the skill lines.
Right. Remember when Fallout had a level cap? That was interesting.
Yeah, I did.
I did. It was level 30. Was the
Wait,
cap.
which Fallout are you referring to?
Fallout 3?
First one.
Yeah. I thought it started at 20, didn't it? Like, it didn't jump to 30 until the expansions?
They raised it in the
You're right.
expansion.
You're right. It was 20, and then they raised it to 30 because it was classic D&D type of
Yeah.
stuff.
So,
Which they do. So you have to make a specific build. You can't just be a jack of all trades and great at everything. The limiting of the as a function basically.
hey, Bob, so you or Joseph had mentioned Magicka thing. I didn't get a chance to watch last night. I wasn't here, but how'd your Magicka event go?
Oh, pretty well. We had quite a few people come in and join in. What we were doing is the chapters are pretty short. They're probably maybe about 20 to 30 minutes long. So whenever we got to the end of a chapter, we'd bring some more community members in and then swap out. And whenever we breached with chapters, we had trivia questions that we have people answer. And whoever answered all the questions correctly at the end would post it on our website. We created a post so they can post it in a comment. And we sort of determined a winner for the free giveaway code that way.
Sweet.
These are 4-player based trivia
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, they were pretty much all 4-player based.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Have you had a chance to talk about Magic at all? I don't really know much about the game, so I would actually be kind of curious to hear about it.
It's a very quirky game. Mostly, we were talking earlier about the spell system, and that's kind of what the underlying thing really kind of pins the entire game together, is kind of crafting the spells and learning combinations of spells, and sort of using that against the right types of enemies. Like, I think there's same thing with matching elements to enemies. There are even ways you can shield yourself against certain elements, since there is a big PvP component to Magicka as well.
Yeah.
It's a difficult game. It's a really difficult game unless you can really kind of get a comprehension of like what the spell system's like and how you can create the spells and mix the different components and actually get it going. Other than that, the storyline is just completely fucking goofy. There are references to Star Wars. There's references to I think even Evil Dead. Like some of these, like it just makes fun of everything. It does not take itself serious at all. There's there's Lord of the Rings references in there. There's Sparta references of 300.
Nice.
And the one of the best parts of the game is the names of the achievements that you can unlock. They're really, really funny. There was one, you can knock a guy off into a big hole, and the achievement is "This is Sparta."
Oh, okay.
Didn't they do like a Battlefield Vietnam expansion?
Yeah, they did a Battlefield Vietnam expansion. There's the Magicka Vietnam.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's
pretty
a bunch
awesome.
of different expansions.
That's kind of cool.
It's hilarious.
So Bob, Chad is saying something that you hate JRPGs.
I don't hate JRPGs.
Why do you hate Asian people?
But you strongly dislike them.
I'm not racist.
I lived in
but...
Japan for a while. Actually, so you want to know something kind of weird?
We always want to know something kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it's usually really weird.
So all of my girlfriends up to
Whoa! Whoa!
Easy there.
How many do you have, Bob?
past girlfriends, not current ones.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. All the ones I've dated in the past were Asian. So.
What?
Yeah.
You're one of those guys.
No, actually, I wasn't one of those guys. That's
I
just
hate
how it
you.
happened.
I hate you.
Well, no. So I grew up in Hawaii, so half the people there were Asian.
That is
So
true.
it wasn't like it was.
You grew up in Hawaii?
Yeah.
How the fuck did I not know this? I
You
did even more. You grew up in Hawaii and you dated a bunch of Asian girls. What a
Yeah,
troubled life you've had.
Very, very difficult for Bob growing up.
Yes. Yeah.
First
The howling
world-
on the big island.
All that high pitched screaming.
Yes. We had groupies.
That's
Wow.
that's not really what I was referring to.
Oh God. I just got it. Where's Brad when you need him?
Yeah, he can do his imitation.
What
That
the
thing?
fuck are we talking about?
You clearly don't know what's going on.
Oh, JRPGs, right?
Yes.
No, I don't hate JRPGs. I played through Final Fantasy VII and liked most of it. I just don't like the stereotype, the whole angsty characters. I played through most of Final Fantasy X, and I hated that stupid boy character. Who's the main character you play?
Wait, which one?
Final Fantasy X.
Oh, Titus.
Titus. I hate him so much.
Mhm.
So much. He's
Hey,
the
and-
worst fucking character.
10 is a phenomenal game.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the game. I like the story. I like most of the characters. I like the
Main
mechanics.
character, kind of a bitch. But
Yeah.
really great payoff in the end. Almost redeemed that character for me in the end. So
Yeah, I know how it ends, but
that's one of those few instances where I think if you stick through some of the initial bullshit, the initial eye rolling at the beginning,
Yeah.
you'll really satisfying story and set of characters in that game.
Yeah, I think it's just really, really. I hate the archetypes and just the same goddamn story over and over again.
That's kind of the problem I'm having with Xenoblade, which I honestly can't talk too much about because I haven't picked it back up since I've been playing a few other things right now. But yeah, despite the fact that that's a super solid game all the way across the board, really great JRPG mechanics, I'd say it's probably one of the best JRPGs in years, like what most people are saying. It still kind of falls within the realm of like really stereotypical characters and plot devices and stuff like that, which is what's keeping me from getting super absorbed into it.
JRPGs have kind of been stuck in that for a very long time, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. The thing is, there's a set of people out there who would seek that out, who like JRPGs because of those things. So for people like that, Xenoblade is fantastic. I think there's a lot of people out there who are kind of wanting JRPGs to kind of be what Western RPGs are now, which is kind of unusual. I don't think that's the way it should be because they're very different animals.
right. Classy.
Wait, what? What just happened?
Aren't you looking at the video?
No.
Oh.
I missed. I'm looking at chat. The thing is, I don't. Oh.
Hell yeah. You know what this is?
Oh.
Yeah. It's backwards though.
Where did you get that?
Why?
Where do you think I got it from?
You got it from Colorado.
Got it from
Yes.
Oh,
I hate not having. I'm used to having two screens in front of me, so having one laptop screen sucks because I can't. I either have to choose to watch Bob's beautiful face or chat.
Right.
It's kind of a cop out too, Joseph. Your face isn't in our chat.
No, well, because I'm going direct feed with the camera to XSplit. So.
Yeah, so instead I see this stupid picture of you sitting here like.
That's fine. It's accurate. It's accurate.
And it says your shirt says
Godzilla Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
That's clever.
I got that from SakuraCon a couple of years back.
That's clever.
So, what do you guys think about Golden Sun? I mean, that was one one RPG that was sort of a combination of classic JRPG and like Western RPG. It had that sort of the open world, that open world component. And...
I can't comment on Golden Sun because I never played it.
Okay.
Ditto.
Okay. I love Golden Sun. I didn't finish it.
Bob hasn't played it because he hates JRPGs.
That's right, and Asian.
Right, we
people.
established this.
Yeah, and Asian people. Anything an Asian person touches, he hates them. He used to date Asian girls just to break up with them and watch them cry.
Yes.
That's what he would do.
Real heartbreaker.
I started playing Golden Sun, but I didn't finish it because no one plays their DS anymore.
I actually just realized today I don't know where my DS is.
It doesn't matter, does it?
I'm starting to
It
panic.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't care. You don't care.
It's in my bedroom somewhere. It's in my desk, I think.
But you don't care where it is. It doesn't matter.
I don't, in the sense that I have not looked. I don't care.
Exactly.
Yes. But when I realize I don't know, it's not currently accounted for. I don't know where it is. Brief panic.
Right.
Sure
I forgot I had a DS.
Now that's bad.
Yeah, and I saw
I've actually played more handheld games this year, or in the past year, than I have probably my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of. It was one of my resolutions at the beginning of 2012 was to play more handheld games, and I'm sticking to it. I still love my Vita. I just hope more games come out for it.
Well, yeah.
I haven't played a handheld since the Game Boy.
What?
But it makes sense. I mean, it's hard unless you're in a specific situation. I mean, if you use the bus a lot or you travel a lot, it's like if I'm sitting in my house and I have my PS3 and my Xbox there and like a DS, there's no reason for me to play my DS unless there's something truly awe-inspiring for it that I've wanted to play. Like there's no reason to pick it up.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true. I mean, unless you're, I don't know. First of all. So y'all saw the announcement about this new Super Mario Brothers?
I didn't see it, but I knew it's
the Wii U one?
The new Super Mario Brothers 2, it's coming out at the end of the year.
It's for so it's not Wii U.
I thought that was a DS game. Not entirely clear on that. It's getting a little ridiculous. Nintendo's getting a little stupid.
Because now they're putting out stuff and we don't even know what it's for. They just
they have too
Mario, and you're like, okay.
They have too many. They essentially have 4 systems out there that they could be announcing games for.
And the DS is split into 4 systems, basically.
The logical assumption would be that it's for the 3DS.
Right. Not the D.
So if somebody in chat can confirm what platform this is for, that would be great.
3DS is what they're saying.
3DS? Okay, so that's good.
Someone else is saying it's a 3DS game and a Wii U game.
Oh.
Because...
Yes, I heard something about having the new Mario Brothers on Wii U.
The thing is, that it is confirmed they are going to be showing a new Mario game for the Wii U at E3, and I don't think it's this one. I think it's something completely original, like the next logical step for Mario. Like the next jump or hurdle for Mario. You know what I'm saying?
The next jump for Mario.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That was good.
Get it?
That was
a platforming joke. You got that?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
platformer joke. I don't know what Nintendo's doing. I have a feeling that my own theory is that within the next 5 years, Nintendo's going to get out of the hardware business and go to software like Sega did.
You know, that wouldn't be bad.
That's what I think.
Except the 3DS keeps selling a lot.
That implies that Nintendo would be, like, Nintendo games would be available on the PlayStation.
Yes.
They would become a third-party developer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Until their hardware
like that
really
idea at all.
fails, I don't think it's going to happen.
No, because that legitimizes every person's question that I've ever answered. Where they're like, can I get Mario on the PlayStation? I'm like, no, you fucking idiot! You can't get Mario on the PlayStation.
No, you'll be the idiot.
And now they're gonna look at it and be
You'll
like,
be the idiot.
That idiot at the store didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Don't do it, Nintendo. Stick to your guns.
I don't see the Wii U, if it goes the way that it's supposed to be going right now. If they release it the way they want to release it or the way they've been telling us they're going to release it, it's not. I don't see it. I see it having some problems.
Yeah.
I don't see it going anywhere. It's ridiculous. It's a fucking ridiculous thing.
I think the most ridiculous thing about it is that they're talking about, like, they're making a big deal out of the fact that they're going to be releasing third-party HD titles like Batman Arkham City and Darksiders 2 on their system, even though by the time the system releases, it's going to be like 6 months after people don't care anymore about those games.
Yeah.
People don't care about Arkham City now. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
it's a great game.
Yeah, but I
like,
mean,
there's not enough people to be like, I already played that.
Exactly. Everyone's already
on
played
PS3.
Arkham City. Everyone. No one's buying a Wii U day one to play Arkham City on it.
Well, and all the footage they showed was on other systems. Like, they had nothing that was actually on the Wii U.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think E3 this year will be the first time we see the Wii U in action, like the real Wii U, playing HD games, playing like games people care about, not the like shitty Wii Sports-esque games where you're throwing shurikens and shit. I think we're gonna see
Skyward
HD
Sword?
versions of games. What if they announce a Zelda at E3 this year? That would be weird, because I wouldn't care.
Like a new Zelda?
Yeah, like a new Zelda. Like, what if they announce the next Zelda at this year's E3 on the Wii U?
You know what I was...
If anything, they're going to announce Skyward Sword for the Wii U. I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think they'll do that.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? And it's really kind of funny. You think of Zelda and having all this cloud and this classic game series. Like, Skyward Sword came out, and, like, no one gives a shit anymore.
Nope, no one gives a fuck.
I mean, it's like no one talks about it. No one, like... You know, people still talk about, you know, Ocarina of Time and the first one and Twilight Princess.
They even talk about Twilight Princess.
Yeah, but Skyward Sword, like, no one gives a shit. No
Nope.
one cares. It's Zelda.
I still
It's
stand by
Zelda,
my original statement.
and no one cares.
It is the worst 3D Zelda. I think. In my personal opinion.
I
I'm
didn't
sure
play
there are
Zelda.
plenty of people in chat that are going to be like, fuck you, Nick. Fuck you. That's the best 3D Zelda. I think you're wrong.
Why don't you like it?
I don't want to rehash it. Go back and listen to like the 50
All
podcasts
right.
we talked about it for
All
weeks.
right.
But I mean, it comes down to the fact that Brad made a good point when he was talking about how all the treasures in that game are literally, you just find a block underneath the clouds, you hit it, and then it unlocks a chest in the sky. You fly up to the sky and unlock it. Like, that's not secrets. It doesn't have any of that, like, that exciting the excitement of exploration that things like that games like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, and especially Wind Waker had, where you were literally just sailing across the ocean and like putting your treasure hunt, the rope thing down in the water and pulling up. Like that was crazy, and you were following like a treasure map to find shit. This game, you literally find a block underneath the clouds, you hit it with your sword, and it unlocks a chest in the sky. You fly back up into the sky, which is not seamless either. You can't just jump on a bird and fly seamlessly into the sky. It kind of kills the wonderment of that adventure.
Right.
So I mean, and that's just one of the issues I had with it. Also, there's only 3 main areas you explore. There's like there's like something like 7 to 8 dungeons in the game, but they all take place in the same 3 areas that don't feel anywhere near as inspired or as part of a living, breathing world as anything in Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess or Wind Waker. It just, I don't know. It had what the important stuff. It had good puzzles, cool, a few memorable bosses, good music, but I don't know. It just didn't live up to my expectations.
Oh, well.
And it was long, fucking 50 hours or some shit like that.
It seems like it was.
What, Skyward Sword was?
50. I think I spent upwards of. I think I spent just shy of 50 hours in that game.
It seems like a
and
whole.
I feel like I was ready to stop playing and go into something else. Probably around hour 30 to 35.
It seems like a whole lot of mediocrity.
Oh yeah, there was. I mean, there's a lot of greatness in that game. Even I would say even the worst 3D Zelda game is better than like 90% of the adventure platformers, whatever you want to call it, out there. So the game is still fantastic. I mean, I spent 30 hours with it and loved 30 hours of it, but there was still another 15 hours after that I was like, God, this game needs to fucking end.
Yeah.
And it never did.
Well, so Nick,
it did. It did at some point.
It did end at some point.
I did not mean that it never ends.
That's a point in its favor. It actually ended.
Yes, there we go.
Right.
That should be a bullet point on the back of the box. This game ends at some point.
Yes.
You don't need to buy the end.
That's one of
It's
the
not sold separately.
That's one of the quotes on the front. This game ends at some point. Destructoid.
Oh God. I like what Bob said. Endings sold separately.
Yeah. Well, that would be
Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3. No, there was another game that did that.
Prince of Persia 2008.
That was the one.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there was like an epilogue.
Yeah.
That you buy, right?
It was the real ending.
Much
I wonder
like
if it's cheap now. You think it's really cheap? I can go back and play that.
You don't want to.
I don't think it really matters. I don't really remember anything that happened in that game.
Don't support that sort of thing.
Yeah, but if it's cheap, why not, right?
Well, maybe. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna.
Fuck you, Joseph.
We're gonna
breaks.
We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna move on to Nick impressions. All right.
Nick impressions.
Yeah.
You're all gonna be doing impressions of me?
And we're doing impressions of you.
I can't wait to see this.
All right, guys. I'll be right back.
Let's be clear, they're all gay, right?
That's what a bear is. Do you know what a bear is?
I've never heard this.
A bear is a really, really big, hairy, gay dude.
Guy, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a club, a blog for me called Barracuda.
Oh.
Oh no.
I was expecting the bear trap.
Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, God, yeah. You know what? When you guys come for PAX, we should all go to Barracuda.
Oh God. Let's
We
get
can-
some cameras going. Let's go to Barracuda.
Barrel roll! Barrel roll!
Fuck yeah, let's get Brad to do a barrel roll. Oh God.
Barracuda!
All right, we're back.
Sure.
We're back. Nick, that angle.
Ah,
That angle.
what? I
It
can't.
looks like I was just like sucking your cock, and I looked up.
That would be this. Oh man.
Oh,
You want to see something awesome?
sure. So, you have a
For
retarded.
listeners at home, that was.
You have a
Nick's dog, it's Freddy.
retarded dog.
That's how she sleeps. What can I say?
You know how to pick them. That's for sure.
So I went and got another drink.
Uh-huh.
This is a Parrot Bay frozen daiquiri.
Nice.
A fucking bag.
A Pirate Bay?
I want one of those.
Parrot Bay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was like. You mean?
We tried to freeze it, so it's all like slushy now. You're supposed to squeeze it and shit.
That's
I don't know how
fine.
you're supposed to serve it, but I've got a glass, and it's a glass with a swirly straw that's around
Whoa.
it.
Whoa.
Yeah, the straw's bent
Does
around
it
the
go
outside.
in the bottom?
Yeah, it sucks in at the
Oh.
bottom here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Where did you
Swirl
get that? I
around.
want that so bad.
IKEA? No.
Is it-
Walmart.
Oh man.
Target?
Is
Target.
the straw glass
One of those.
or is the straw like rubber?
Oh, this is all just plastic.
Oh,
It's
I
just
see.
a little.
Right. That is awesome.
That's
That is
incredibly cool.
So
Make this
Are you gonna
fucking-
put hard liquor in there and drink it through a straw?
Fuck yeah! I'm gonna try to show everybody the preparation.
Oh, yeah.
This is like
This is
cooking
good.
with Brad style.
This is drinking with
preparation.
Bob. Drinking with Bob.
Cooking with Brad, drinking with
Got my
Bob.
level
I like
8
this.
Borderlands 2.
Mm-hmm.
People can actually read that on the feed. Probably not.
No, they can read it. I think.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, they can read it.
So you open it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, step 1.
Right.
Well, actually, step 1 was take it out of the fucking freezer.
I can't wait for this.
This did nothing.
Look, there's a parrot on it. That's pretty.
There is a parrot, yeah.
Pretty bird.
See if we can... I'm gonna get this shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look
Oh
at
god.
that. Oh, that is wonderful.
Oh yes.
I'm pretty sure
That's
I've seen a
all.
porn like this.
Oh god.
It's business porn.
This is all kinds of wrong right here.
Oh man.
Oh, now
I've
it's
people
dripping.
just listen.
Oh, there we go.
Wonderful.
Wow.
And it's
Woo.
really cold. It's freezing my hands while I do this. Oh.
You need, God, I wish I had some like porno music.
Why don't you play what was it? Bear Force 1?
Oh,
God.
Bear Force 1. Yes, I can play some Bear Force 1. Those at home, you should look up Bear Force 1 on YouTube.
I told Ami about that, and she was like, "I've seen that."
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
It's always, they've been around for a while.
It was on Twitter.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
were twatting that stuff.
people were twatting it. Oh man! So is this the show? Are we doing this?
This
Yes.
is it. This is it.
This part of the show.
Let's actually we're gonna move on to your impressions, Nick.
Do you have anything other than what is it? Skyward Sword you want to talk about?
Yeah, I gave my impressions of a game I played in November of last year.
I say you were playing Xenoblade.
I haven't played much Xenoblade. I actually haven't played it since that first time I talked about it on the regular show. I've been playing primarily The Witcher 2
Me too.
on 360.
Let's talk about that next because I can join you for that.
Okay, I don't really have a whole lot else. The shitty thing is I had full intentions of I gameflied Spider-Man: Edge of Time because I am. Did we just lose the feed?
No.
No. Gameflied Spider-Man: Edge of Time because I'm actually getting kind of excited for the new ones coming out in June because based on what people have talked about, hearing people's impressions of seeing it at I think it was CES or GDC. I don't remember which one it was, but people talked about it and they had a lot of really positive stuff to say about it. And I didn't get a chance to play it because I was too enthralled by Witcher 2, so I won't talk about that. I think the bulk of my time lately has been spending outside of Witcher 2 has been primarily Binary Domain, which I adore. I love that game a lot. In fact, I find that game to be far more entertaining than Gears of War 3, or actually any Gears of War game that I played. And I can't exactly figure out why, to be totally honest. I think it has to do with the feedback you get from shooting robots and shit.
Right.
And the story is far more interesting. And even though it doesn't take itself super seriously, it's far more enthralling than I guess any of the what's the word? Like any of the stuff that the characters in Gears of War were trying to deal with. Like that whole thing about what do they call them? You've been playing it too, right?
I finished Binary Domain. Yeah.
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like weeks ago. Weeks
yeah,
ago.
I've been behind. It's kind of my back burner game right now. Like when I'm tired of playing the main game, I just kind of make some progress through that. And what do they call them? The Hollow Children?
Hollow Children.
Like the Hollow Children thing is awesome. Like that whole concept is really cool. And even in a story where it doesn't take itself super seriously, it's it comes across in a really interesting way. And like I've just gotten to the part where I guess you get to like the inner city or whatever, and that you see that guy get dragged out of the club, kicking and screaming, and then you find out that he's a robot and he didn't know he was a robot, and he gets basically killed right in front of you, which is crazy.
Right.
Is my audio coming across all right? Because I think people are saying
People are saying I hear you fine, but apparently people are saying it's kind of weird.
Well, if I'm talking, it may be kind of weird as well, since it sounds fine over Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Joseph's connection that's going over the broadcast.
Yeah, but my connection should be fine. But it's only Nick that sounds choppy. The Bob is choppy too.
Yeah.
It says. Huh.
That's weird.
Only I'm good. Only I'm good.
Maybe somebody else should talk for a second because this is freaking me out.
Talk, Joseph. It's a one-man show.
Oh my god, I'm unprepared.
Do all the talking.
Jesus. Well, I will say like I love Binary Domain quite a bit, and I went from playing Binary. What are you doing, Bob?
Sorry,
I w-
it's my glass it's not settling at the bottom, and the spot's
Oh,
not working.
okay. So I go from like, playing Binary Domain, which I thought was a great sort of third-person shooter, to playing Mass Effect 3, which
Oh, that's the
is a horrible, horrible
that's the
third-person
other
shooter.
game I've been playing.
Yeah, it's like I will say this that I will contend that Mass Effect 3 is, if you take out all this, like the story elements and things like that, and some of the characterization, it's really just a fairly shitty action game.
Wait,
It's not a very good action game. Do you not agree? What?
I don't agree with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. It's not the best action game. I'll say that. I think a lot of the magic of that series was lost when they went from like Mass Effect 1, like the fully kind of open, explorable, at least areas of those worlds,
Right.
to kind of cutting it down to like you plop down on a planet and you shoot some dudes, and then go back up to your ship.
Mhm.
That's a lot of the magic was lost there. But I don't think I ever really played Mass Effect for those reasons.
Right. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so we were talking about Mass Effect 3, but first we were talking about Binary Domain.
Yeah. So which one are we talking about? That's the real question.
Binary Domain.
I don't have a lot to say about Binary Domain because that's kind of my back burner game. I just know I really enjoy the mechanics, and the RPG kind of stuff that's there, like the upgrading of the weapons and stuff, seems kind of like a little unnecessary because I don't really play that game for that. I think it's just all around it's a really solid feeling third-person shooter with a really interesting premise. Unlike, I don't want to like sound like I'm just bashing the shit out of Gears of War, because I did enjoy that game, and I played all the way through that trilogy. But there's something to be said about clever writing, or at least
It certainly doesn't take itself as seriously as Gears of War does, and I think that makes the story even better.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, it doesn't try to take itself as seriously as something like Gears of War, but as a result, I can take it more seriously. Like I'm enjoying the characters and the dilemma or the plight they find themselves in far more than I ever did in Gears of War, and that's just because the way in which they tell that story is a lot more charming and a lot more I don't know. It just feels more planned, more I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I just know I'm really enjoying it in ways I just don't think Gears of War. I don't think Gears of War ever hit that, or at least found its footing in that same way.
Maybe.
But
Do you think Gears of War just seems a little more forced because it tries to do that serious thing so?
yeah,
so,
I mean,
so much?
the thing is, like, when you think about it, like the story they're trying to tell in Gears of War is kind of a story that's been told millions of times. Like, it's literally like, oh no, Earth's been destroyed by this crazy alien race, and this is where a ragtag group of soldiers trying to take it back.
Right.
And there's nothing really outside of that's super interesting. It looks pretty. It plays really well. The mechanics are progressive. Like there's a lot of stuff that Gears of War Gears of War in a way laid the foundation for like third-person shooters going forward. I think Binary Domain wouldn't exist, or at least wouldn't exist in the form that it does now, if it weren't for something like Gears of War.
Sure.
But as a result of being the first to kind of do that, I think it's going to be topped really quickly by other things that step forward and do it a lot better. And I think Binary Domain is one of those. And so it just so happens to be a Japanese game, which is crazy.
Yeah, for them to get the third person and just shooter right at all is gotta.
Yeah, like who saw that coming? And it's funny because for 2 years straight at like E3 and PAX, like Brad was talking about this game, he wouldn't even call it by its real name. He's like, I saw Banana Complex today, and like he tried to get me to go watch that game at E3, and I was like, I have other things that I'd rather go watch or play, and I really regret that now because that game turned out really well. And next time Brad tries to get me to go watch something at E3, I will do that.
Yeah. I will say though, the one of its big like it's big gimmicks with the voice commands. They don't. Work.
I'm actually playing the game without that.
They don't work. I had to stop using them because
Yeah, I figure. I mean, I see what they're trying to do.
Fire! What? Go there! Come back!
It makes. I think that mechanic exists for the sole purpose of creating funny stories when it doesn't work.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah. But it's interesting. The great thing is that it doesn't rely on that mechanic. Like the game isn't broken or unplayable because that mechanic doesn't work.
Yeah, it has a lot more to offer than that. It seems like they kind of like added in their own failsafe. This kind of is spotty, so let's just make it so first of all you can shut it off completely. You don't need to be using it. 'Cause I think if you had to use it, the game would have been a broken game. They wouldn't be able to release it.
Yeah.
And basically, one thing that game had that I loved, it has really fantastic boss fights. Like I thought it's a fantastic boss fights.
Binary Domain or
Binary Domain.
Yeah, I mean the ones that I've done so I haven't done a whole lot yet, but they look really cool. They play really well, and they usually end in some crazy over the top fashion. There was one that one spider one which was kind of cool. You remember that one? Like you're in the big town square and there's this giant spider and you're supposed to be taking out his legs.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Yes.
Like I died like 50 times. Well, not 50 times, like 20 times trying to fight that boss. But I didn't ever really get super frustrated because the boss fights are just super elaborate and well thought out. So
my favorite was the when the motorcycle robot is chasing you through the. You haven't gotten there yet.
Have not gotten that far yet.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
And I was actually really surprised I don't know why, but for whatever reason going into this game, I expected this game to be like, I thought this game was kind of an RPG, like a shooter RPG, kind of like Mass Effect, and I thought it was going to be like a 30-hour game, but apparently it's like just a simple 8-hour game. You can probably knock it out in 8 to 10 hours. Does that sound accurate?
I think I finished it off in like 2 sittings.
Oh wow.
2 or 3 sittings, the most.
Cool. So yeah, I might just when I get I'm playing through Witcher 2 for review, so I probably won't be able to just set that one down. But as soon as I knock out Witcher 2, I'm probably going to sit down and plow through that game because I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
A lot.
So let's talk about The Witcher 2 because I've been playing a bunch of it. Actually, I've been playing some of it. How far did you go?
I've only played about 8 hours so far, but I'm doing. I was kind of in the mind frame that playing it for review, I should probably just kind of plow through it, but I'm finding that to be very difficult because I'm wanting to kind of go do everything that I see.
There's a lot of it's a very thick game, like full of stuff.
I can now see why I've heard a lot of people compare it to something like Elder Scrolls, even though it doesn't have that like that immediately apparent overwhelming sense of just like holy shit, like I can go anywhere. This world is enormous. Like it doesn't have that because it's kind of like the world is separated into zones, kind of where the world is very detailed, but it's also kind of like a series of paths that you can kind of go down instead of like big giant open fields that you can just run across for hours.
Right.
But there's so much like all the side quests are really well written, and like some great boss fights. It's very much like you could be walking through town over here and talk, and you talk to them, and you get like 2 other side quests that you didn't expect to be doing at all, and then get sidetracked for hours, which is what I did today. Like I'm still in the first chapter, still doing side quests in one of those first cities that you go to.
Yeah, Flotsam.
Yeah, Flotsam.
Yeah, that's where I'm right now. I'm still doing that stuff.
So, and I didn't expect to be as enthralled by the side quests. Like this is just one of those games where the side quests are almost as good as the main quest. In fact, sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the main quest.
It's really hard to tell the difference between the main quest and the side quest. And I'm not sure if like some of these side quests are just offshoots of the main quest, or if if I need to be doing them. So I'm just kind of like I'm just sort of doing everything.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's funny because when I first got it, it was one of those games where I figured, well, I'm gonna plow through it as well. I'm gonna just play a bunch of it and try to get through as much as possible. And I'm realizing now that much like you said, much like Elder Scrolls, it's really kind of a slow burn.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but not slow in a bad way.
No, but it's sort of like I don't want to plow through it because there's a lot of interesting stuff. There's a lot of really good side stories. I love the way the journal works. So as you're, people don't realize, people watching this don't know, but when you're completing quests, side quests or main quests in your journal, it actually almost like is writing the story of The Witcher, and it writes down what happens like according to how you complete those quests.
Yeah, when you make a decision, it'll write something different depending on what you chose to do.
Right, and it writes it like a story, and I want to like when I end getting to a point where I finish this game, it'd be awesome just to, like, print it all out and like have it in like a big book, and like here's like the story of my game of what actually happened, you know, what I went through as a character, you know. And I'm sure that having that option on PC would be really cool. You probably couldn't do it with well, yeah, you could probably do it with Windows, but or with Xbox and Windows and setting up printers and stuff like that. But I mean, it'd be really cool, and it's that sort of in depth and involved. So that really surprised me.
And I'm really getting into the intricacies of the combat. This is like my first Demon Souls-y type of game where it's very methodical and you got to think and play. Like if you make one wrong move, you could lose half your health bar in one hit. And to no one's surprise, I'm really enjoying it. I think that's one of the reasons why people love Dark Souls and Demon Souls and stuff like that. And I've heard a lot of people compare this game to that on a mechanical level.
Definitely use your potions and use your oils. Like
the oils and the potions are incredibly important. Which it took a few deaths for me to figure out. Maybe I should be doing that. And
it makes
the moment I started doing that, I started being a lot more successful.
It makes all the difference in the world. I should also mention, like, this game is surprisingly, it sounds weird to say, but surprisingly adult themed. You know, like there's a lot of adult themes and stuff running through a lot of like the stories and the subtext in this game. That you know, first of all, there's like nudity all over this game, like from the very beginning. You know, but it's like, you know, it's like there's these three at the very beginning of the game. There's these three people three sort of like hulking characters that you meet that want your help, and apparently they're from the first game, but I didn't play much of the first game at all, so I didn't know who they were. But they're people who I guess you encountered then, maybe cause you some trouble, but they need help with something. And in the process of telling you how they need help, they talk about how like they're in this battle type of thing and they like raped this woman, and it's like all of a sudden like, wait a second, I don't know if I want to like help these guys, you know. And it's like to put that in there as sort of something to sort of sway your choice is not something that you normally see. You don't see something normally that hardcore in a game as part of your general experience. I mean, they like hung some lady like right off the bat, like no problem, you know,
right in front of you,
in front of you. It's just really interesting. Like
this very much reminds me. I was surprised by how much this made me feel like this game is like what I've always felt Fable should have been. Like it's like Fable for people who have maturity.
Yes.
It's there's no like farting to communicate, which is great.
No.
I do appreciate that, and all the stories are really. It's almost like like theme-wise, it reminds me a lot of something like Game of Thrones, where it's a lot of political strife and a lot of mature subject matter like that.
Right.
And a lot of dark stuff too. But the world is beautiful, and it looks really good on the Xbox too. I was really surprised, especially after seeing it at E3 last year, where it was kind of sloppy looking.
It was really choppy at E3. That was one thing I was concerned about.
It looks a lot better, but there's definitely you can tell where corners were cut. I know Brad had mentioned last week how there's this. They don't show like when you go into your menu to drink a potion or meditate or whatever. That animation that they do in the PC version where he sits down to meditate is not in the 360 version.
Right. Which
really sucks because I would have really liked to see that, and it would be really a nice touch. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really digging this game right now.
I'm liking it. I mean, I have a few complaints. Like I feel like. They say the combat and the controls is much improved since the PC version, but I still feel like it's kind of like it's a little stiff, and like going up a ladder sometimes is the most difficult thing in the world because I can't position my character just right to do it. Also, I don't like how the lock-on works. So when you lock on a character, it locks on, but it doesn't. It's not like a really sticky lock-on. So if you lock onto somebody with the left trigger, you actually still have the ability to like turn around and run away while you're locked on, which I wish it would actually keep you facing, and then you back up and you can parry back and forth like that, but you can't do that. So the lock on is a little sloppy, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty sloppy, and a lot of my complaints so far too are technical issues. Like the default size, like the default font size is so tiny that I was starting to freak out. I was thinking like, oh my god, I need glasses. I can't read this text. And then I got on Twitter and people were like, yeah, you can adjust that. And it, for whatever stupid reason, the adjustment for that is in the main menu on the main screen. So if you try and change it from the inside the game, it won't let you do it. But if you quit to the main menu, you can do it, which is fucking weird. But it helped immensely, which that was kind of stupid. And there's just there's a lot of reliance on the menus, and the menus are kind of sluggish.
Yeah.
Like really,
Yeah, they're sluggish.
kind of sucks.
And there's
But
also,
you know,
and there's stuff you can't do. Like you can't sell stuff like right from the menu. Sometimes what was it I was complaining about? It was something menu based. I forget what it was. It's like I couldn't. Was it I couldn't compare stuff when I bought it? No, you can do that. I don't recall. There was something specific that in the menus that I couldn't do that seemed like, it's something that you can do in Dragon Age. It's a really good thought. Like the ability to like equip from a chest, so you can grab stuff and you can compare it from the chest and equip it or put it right in junk like immediately.
that's another thing. I can't fucking tell. Like when I'm in my inventory, I can't tell what's equipped and what is not equipped.
Oh,
and
what's equipped is orange, and the gray stuff is not equipped.
Yeah, but when you go over, like when you highlight,
It turns it all orange.
It turns it all orange.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And the only way I've gotten to a point, the only way I know how to tell is I have to hit A to equip it, and then it will tell me, do I want to equip it or compare it? And it's like, oh, if the compare option is there, it's not currently equipped. So that's kind of annoying. But these are all little things you get through. You'll figure it out as you go, and it ceases to be an issue after a couple hours of playing. But no big deal. And I've noticed a few graphical glitches. I had a point where my sword started floating in the air, even though it wasn't in my hand.
I haven't seen that. I thought the graphics were a little bit muddy at times.
Yeah, and
so especially
the shadows, like when you see shadows on someone's face, it's very
really dark.
It's really dark, but it's also like I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's not pixelated, but it's like you can tell it's like a bunch of little dots.
Mm-hmm.
It's really there's probably some technical term for it. I don't know what the term is, but you can tell these are all kind of like graphical corners that were cut from the PC version. But otherwise, the game looks really great. It runs really smooth. The combat's super satisfying. The music's great, and the feel of just going out into the forest and exploring the forest and just finding stuff out there. I could probably do that for hours. Yeah. It's awesome.
Have you fought the Kraken thing yet?
The Kraken? Yeah, I fought that.
I haven't done that yet. How was that? Is that a good fight?
It's all right. I don't want.
Don't spoil it for me. No.
I won't spoil it. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. It doesn't break any new ground as far as boss fights go. It's a cool creature. It's a cool story, kind of leading up to fighting that thing. But it plays out like any typical RPG boss fight.
Sure.
You'll figure it out.
The funny thing is that I'm doing all this stuff in this one city, and it seems like there's so much to do, and it's like the first city, and I'm figuring like this. There's so much more to this game. That's gonna.
And then you open the world map, and you're like, God damn.
Yeah, there's so much,
so much more I haven't even looked at.
And they added like 10 hours of content between the PC release and this release.
Fuck. You know what I hate? Why the fuck? Why send out review copies? I know they send out review copies to like the big sites like IGN and stuff like way ahead of time.
Yeah,
but then like everybody else, they send you the game. It gets there the day before release, and it's like, all right, review this game. All right, great. I'll review it in like a month when I finish it.
Well, I mean, they're really just trying to spread word of mouth.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
So I mean, I understand why the way they do it in that sense. It just kind of sucks. That's like.
Yeah, if you already beaten it, well, actually no, that doesn't make sense. Because if you already beaten it, then you wouldn't have a save on your 360 to do the extra content. Because it was a new 360 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would just be on the PC if you already beaten it.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Well, it's just because they had new content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it was just a simple expansion, if you already beaten it, you just play through the new content, and you're done.
Well, they were giving
it. You can't do that.
Yeah, they were giving the new content to PC people for free.
Yeah.
I
mean, as review-wise, I think most reviews for this game are going to kind of focus on how it translates to a console.
Right.
But as a console port from a PC, it's pretty impressive, I think.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah. You got to remember, like this is a European developer.
I could probably write a review for this game after playing it for like 20 hours, just to speak as far as like on a technical level how the game performs.
Yeah, I mean, this could have gone really sideways. It's a European developer that ported a PC game to a console, and it could have been like a Gothic 4. Which ran at a smooth 10 frames per second. I literally had to stop playing that game because it gave me a headache. Yeah, it was like turning your monitor refresh rate to like 50 hertz and like now write a paper. awful. I got a headache. I just shut it the fuck off. It was terrible.
So I'm sure we'll talk about Witcher 2 more. We're gonna do an audible impressions for it at some point, but I just want to kind of wait till we're all a little bit farther in the game.
And where can they find that audible impressions, Nick?
Well, they'll be able to find it at 4playerpodcast.com.
That's right.
And on iTunes by searching for 4Player Podcast. But we gotta record it first.
Yeah. There's people
we
in
will.
chat that are actually like, "Oh, a live cocktail time? What?" It's like,
Oh no!
apparently these people follow
cocktails.
none of our Twitters, never go to the website.
We've been talking about this for about
Only been talking
a week, right?
Yeah.
So we'll build momentum in future shows for a show.
That's why
Oh shit! I should probably pause the feed.
I fixed that. Don't worry.
Joseph, what have you done?
I fixed that. No, Google. So we're using Google Hangout to do this, and Google was like, "Are you still there?" I'm like, yes, motherfucker. I'm still here. I don't know. Richie Manic. I don't know who that is.
God, I want your fucking straw.
It's awesome, isn't it? Look at this thing.
Oh, it's
So what else have you been playing, Nick? What else? What did you
well,
think of Mass Effect 3? Because we haven't talked about Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3.
Yes. Did you finish it?
I did.
Okay. You finished it, Bob?
I haven't played the first Mass Effect.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, he's a little behind.
Yes.
A little behind.
Yeah.
Well,
So I don't. We've talked a lot about it. We're actually going to record a. Oh God, it just did it to me too. Yes, I'm still there. So we've talked about it on the main show. We are planning on doing a spoiler cast this week. I'm not sure who will be on it. I think it'll be me, you, or me, Joseph, Brad, and maybe David. Although David is like stuck on this. I gotta play the multiplayer until I'm 100% ready.
everyone has been telling David this, and he's just obsessed
Yeah.
with this idea that galactic readiness means something in this game, that he has to do.
So, so it might just be me, you, and Brad, but we'll
tried
do
to
a spoiler cast this week. So to avoid spoilers, I will say this is not my favorite Mass Effect game. Mass Effect 2 is probably my favorite still. But I don't think that the ending for this game is nearly as atrocious or as people made it out to seem. And I think a lot of that stems from the fact that I don't think that... Because people always talk about how your choices throughout the game, or like the characters that you got attached to or whatever, the relationships you formed didn't play much of a role in the ending to Mass Effect 3. And I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot by ending Mass Effect 2 in the way that they chose to, in which, you know, potentially anybody in your party could die.
Right.
Everybody could die. Shepard could die.
But I thought that was great.
Yeah, I thought it was great too, but they shot themselves in the foot because they can't technically take any of those characters from 2 and give them any, like, real weight in 3.
Well, that is true, yeah. And
Because-
when the characters do show up, they have very small bit parts.
Yeah, which is because, for the most part, there's a lot of people out there who are playing, those people are dead.
And
Those
everyone has a replacement.
Yes, and those replacements don't matter. So
Right.
they shot themselves in the foot. Like this, I probably didn't think about this until this started really happening in Mass Effect 3. But if I had given it some thought and took the time to think about how they were going to approach Mass Effect 3, or like if they were going to stick with those characters, like I could have seen this coming a mile away. But for a while, like there was a lot of people who were like, so how are they going to do this? Are there going to be new characters? Like, are they going to be building relationships and attachments to new characters entirely? Or are they going to revisit all these people again? And I don't know. I think they just shot themselves in the foot because this problem was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, they decided to do that.
Honestly,
But,
I mean, they could have done something better even with, the characters
Yeah,
you meet in that game. The
there's
problem
always
was,
something you can do better.
yeah, but the problem is that once that ending occurs, like, literally nothing mattered. Like, they literally, like, almost started a new game once you reach that Citadel. It was like, the game before that might as well not have even happened. But see, my thing is, when I first had the ending, at first I was like, yeah, okay, well, that's fine. But I realized the reason I thought it was fine is because I known for a very long time that BioWare has ceased to have your actions really mean anything to any significant manner. I mean, they've stopped doing that a while ago. So
If this wasn't BioWare, I think people would be totally fine with this ending.
Well, I mean, the ending was like a Gears of War ending. You know what I mean?
Gears of War had endings?
Yes, had a good ending. Gears of War 3 had a great ending.
I'm trying to remember.
You shoot the big bug, and then they build the thing, and it explodes, and then like all the guys like.
Oh yeah.
And there's like monk music. Oh,
Wait, is it Halo?
Oh, that's it's binary domain. No, wait,
Oh, wait.
no.
You want to talk about a trilogy that had a terrible ending? I think Halo, like the original Halo trilogy, had a terrible ending.
I'm not.
What are you talking about? Halo 4 is coming out.
Yeah,
this year.
I know.
Not only Halo
oh,
4, but the next
announcement.
decade of Halo. Because if there's something the next decade of gaming really needed, it was more fucking Halo.
Okay, so I understand your gripes about that. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I'm really excited for Halo 4
Why? Why?
because it's not Bungie.
Yeah, but it's a development studio that spends all their time sucking on a giant cock that has been melted down from what Bungie once was.
God, I can't see your face on this Google Doc. All I can see is that fucking picture. And then here you're fucking.
And
I
Halo
agree.
and Halo 4 is coming out like what, next week? Like soon.
November 6th.
No, it's November
Oh, okay.
6th.
But
Remember,
still.
you wrote a post about this. How can you forget?
I don't know what I read about.
Apparently,
do
double
I.
penis.
Double penises.
That is the double penis.
So you're excited? See, I don't think.
I'm excited for Halo 4 purely because there's so many people that are like, this is an outrage. This is fucking stupid. I'm not gonna buy this game. And
Well,
I'm like,
I don't think it's
it's gonna be different.
I don't think it's an outrage.
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe it's gonna. If it's different at all, I think I'll like it.
I've seen like clips of the multiplayer and it looks exactly like Halo 3.
I don't play Halo for the multiplayer. I'm very weird.
I don't
I
like Halo multiplayer.
I won't be reviewing Halo because my views on Halo are very skewed from the norm. My favorite Halo is ODST. So.
Oh, that's right. You like that one.
I loved ODST.
Why
I
did-
loved ODST and I loved Reach. I hated 1, 2, and 3.
I like. Reach was the newest one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like.
No,
Yes. No, I liked Reach. I thought Reach was a good game.
yeah, Reach is good.
And Reach
I
Horde
think-
mode is kind of fun.
The thing is, I think they stepped up their game as far as storytelling went with ODST, and it carried over into Reach. So if 3-4, God damn it, Bob, if 343 can do something interesting with the storytelling and not like I don't know, I could not stand the way the story was told in Halo and how the story ended in Halo, and I couldn't stand how, to me, Master Chief doesn't make, like, as a character, not developed enough to give a shit about him.
I never thought Master Chief was a really enthralling
If
character.
they want me to care about that character, if 343 can make me care about that character, I'll be satisfied. I'll be impressed.
I don't understand why people like Master Chief so much.
What's going on over there, Bob?
Bob is bored of us and now he's playing Skyward Sword.
No, that was my text messages.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that. But I mean, maybe it's something I'm missing, but I never thought Master Chief was a very interesting character.
No,
And
I just
even as silent protagonists go, he's pretty fucking boring.
yeah, but I don't know. I'm just excited to see a new studio approach. I always like watching how new studios interpret established franchises.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's how you end up with things that are radically different, like the new Devil May Cry or Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. That didn't turn out very well, but
Right.
you know, it's at least different, and it's an opportunity for a new style or a new type of gameplay experience. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see.
Yeah.
If this game bombs, which it won't because it'll sell just because it has Halo in the title, but if this game bombs, then
It will never. A Halo game will never ever bomb.
yeah.
Not until they've sucked every bit of liquid out of that franchise. And they
Yes.
still have a lot more to go.
That is true.
Because people go crazy about that shit. You know what I think would be great if they expanded like the space battle stuff.
Yeah. That was one of the things
I want more of that.
that was cool, and it was
And
not
partly
nearly
yeah.
enough.
And partly because there just aren't any space battle games anymore. They just don't make them. It's a dead genre. You know,
That is true.
like Wing Commander and that shit. Like, there is no more of that, which is unfortunate. Because I mean, I was playing. I got a copy of Colony Wars for the PS1. And I was playing that
Oh, nice.
yesterday. It's fucking awesome.
You know what they need? They need a steel battalion of space battles.
So it actually comes with a giant controller, and you actually have to do stuff like that. Like that, you mean?
Either that or just
You mean for
have
the
it to
Kinect?
that kind of. It could be Kinect. Because like with Wing Commander, you had wingmates or whatever they're called. What the fuck was it called?
Yeah.
Like, were they wingmates? Wingmans.
Wingman.
Wingmen.
Wingman.
That word. But you had wingmen. You can give them commands and whatnot, and like they could actually do a pretty damn good game if they actually didn't have you jumping around like a fucking idiot in front of the Kinect.
Right. Well, that's what the Kinect is all about.
The thing is,
Yeah.
most of the impressions coming out of off the show floor of people playing Steel Battalion have actually been pretty positive.
Well, because I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's trying to do interesting things with it.
I wanted to play it, but it was like a 40-minute or a 30-minute demo.
Uh-huh.
And if there was, 5 people in line, that was
Wait, it was
2.5 hour
playable at
wait.
PAX?
It was playable at the PAX East.
God damn.
Yeah. And when does it come out?
If that's at E3, I'm gonna play it.
I'll
It
play
might be at E3. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna come out before PAX Prime.
I was a huge Steel Battalion fan. I used to play
Yeah.
Steel Battalion with a gas mask on.
Isn't that how you play every game, Joseph?
No, but just Steel Battalion because I thought it would be more immersive.
Joseph, when I picture you going through your normal day, I think you're always wearing a gas mask. Like,
No,
I picture you making breakfast wearing a gas mask.
it depends what I'm making that day.
You definitely wear a gas mask during sex. That is no question about
Depends
it.
who I'm having sex with.
Why aren't you wearing a gas mask right now?
Maybe I should. I don't know where it is. It's on the wall.
After the break.
After the break. I'll
Oh
go.
God! After the break, you should come back with a gas mask. That would be awesome.
It's okay. Oh man. So anything else?
That's funny. Critta in chat says that's how Joseph makes love,
That's right.
with a gas mask.
True story. Joseph owns a gas mask. I own 2, if not more.
I had one that I got at PAX,
Mhm.
or was that? Oh no, I was at E3 last year because
Oh, yeah.
they were giving one out at the Metro last
Yeah.
night.
Oh, you gave it to
Oh,
me.
Yeah, so is that one of them?
No, I have 3 apparently.
You
Just
better take
collecting
care of
these?
that gas mask.
Well, never know. You never know. It's better to be prepared. So anything else besides Witcher 2 and Mass Effect 3?
I played I Am Alive, and I did an audible impressions with Brad. So
I'm
you
having
can find
trouble
out.
with that, man. I can't get into it. I don't know
I
why.
mean, it's I can see why.
I think it's a couple of
Have you
things.
listened to our talk about it? I think we had a pretty good talk.
No,
about why
I
we-
didn't. I didn't listen to your talk about it.
If you want to I think that game has to strike. You have to. There's a certain thing you just got to get about I Am Alive, and I think we did a pretty good job of covering it. So
Mhm.
if you're curious, I would listen to that show. It's only about 25 to 30 minutes where we talk about it.
Yeah.
So
It's it's the checkpointing thing that bothers me, and I know why it's there, and I know why they do it. And it's supposed to add to the realism and the tension of the whole thing, but like when I get through a big portion of the game and then I die because I fuck up and it throws me all the way back, I don't have a
how
react.
far back is it throwing you? What difficulty are you playing on?
Survivor.
Okay, that's why. I think that's why.
So
you're having this
should I
experience.
clip it up to normal?
Brad and I played it on normal, and it does not throw you back that far if you play it on normal.
Okay.
And I think I could see if you're playing on Survivor, unless you were like a diehard player, that's how you play all your games. Like,
No, not really.
I think that could potentially ruin or at least harm the experience.
And I think that's exactly what happened with me. So I think what I need to do is like go play it on the normal setting, and then if I want, I can go back and play it on the harder setting. But do I
Yeah,
need to start all over again, or can I do that midway through the game?
I think you can knock it into normal whenever you want, but I don't know,
Okay.
100%.
I have to check that out.
Um,
But I like what it does. I mean, it's got some cool
but
stuff
without that frustrating thing there, I think you could really enjoy the game. There's a lot to it that's really cool.
Mhm.
That's my recommendation. That's all I've been playing
That's it.
lately. I apologize. I wish I could have played Spider-Man. I'm sure y'all are dying to hear about Spider-Man, but
The silence is deafening.
and I bought a new PS3 today or yesterday.
Well, a new one.
A new one?
I'm actually giving. I'm going to be giving my old PS3 to Brad because we currently don't have a PS3 to broadcast from at the moment.
Right.
And I needed the extra space, and GameStop actually had a really killer deal. Basically, you get $50 off the system and a free copy of either Batman or Mortal Kombat. So I got for $200, I got a 160 gig PS3 with a copy of Mortal Kombat for the 360.
That's pretty good.
Because I accidentally.
Wait,
I
you buy a
accident-
PS3 and they give you a 360 game.
No, they gave me the PS3 well, you have your choice because it was a deal on all
okay.
systems.
Oh, I
you
see.
can get $50 off a system and a game, one of those two games for that system.
Right.
So I bought the PS3, but I chose the 360 game.
Oh, I see. You should have went up to like the checkout and be like, "So this will work on here, right?"
Yes. So I'm gonna be playing more Mortal Kombat because I love that game.
I have
And
Mortal
don't know
Kombat.
why I must have been drunk because I accidentally traded that game in a couple months ago, and this was I was like, oh, I can get it back. I can get it for free and get my new PS3 and all that shit.
Yeah.
So
I like Mortal Kombat. You have to get the Freddy Krueger download.
no, it actually the one that they're giving away is the complete edition. It comes with Freddy Krueger, Rain, Scarlet, and Blind Kenshi.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and all the classic costumes too.
Oh, sweet.
So I haven't opened it yet, so I'm not sure if it's on the disc or if it's like a download code. I think it's all on the disc because there's a sticker on the front that says download content, and then it lists the content, and it's like a movie and some music tracks or something.
Right.
So I think the other content is actually on the disc.
Okay. I'm sure Brad has been missing his Twisted Metal. Quite a bit.
Mhm.
I actually haven't played Twisted Metal in like since.
Yeah, I haven't played it in a while either.
Dang.
So
I want to go back because I know they made some changes. I think they were doing more stuff to fix the networking. I think, from what I was seeing through David Jaffe's Twitter and whatnot, they've still been working on it. There might still be some networking connection issues. I don't know, maybe chat if you guys are trying to play Twisted Metal. Are there still networking issues and whatnot? But I think I think there were still some networking issues. Yeah.
How long ago did it come out? February?
February.
Yeah,
came out
February-
Valentine's
Day.
Day, February 14th. Yeah, it's a real shame what happened with that game. I mean, and it's so funny because there was that beta and everyone was having these connection issues, and Sony was like, "Oh, it's fine. It's gonna be fine in the full release. It's just our beta. Don't worry." And the full release happened like 2 weeks later, a week later, and of course there was all these networking issues, and it was just kind of a mess for a while.
I think I'm kind of waiting because I do have that game. I think I'm waiting for all that to kind of blow over before I really dive into it.
Yeah.
So maybe I might boot that up sometime soon.
It's really fun. I mean, I love.
From what I played, I loved it. There were some networking problems.
Yeah. So that'll be nice to go back to that.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. Cool. Well, let's do one more break, and when we come back, I'll do my impressions for what I was playing, and we can get into some news and stuff. So, all right, everybody, we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Look at the dog.
And there's a dog.
Oh, look at that.
Very sweet.
Look at that. She's all sleeping.
Nice. All right, be right back, guys. Sleeping dog. Everybody, we're back.
This is the new game from Square Enix.
Sleeping dog. Oh, man. So, what have I been playing?
What have you been playing, Joseph?
So, besides, the Mass Effect 3, nice crotch shot there, Nick. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It is cocktail time.
I had to get a new beer.
Mm-hmm. So, what is the verdict on the platinum Bud Light?
It's Bud Lighty.
Terrible.
That's it's not amazing.
What kind of beer do you usually like?
I'm a Dos Equis fan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm a Dos Equis fan. I've been known to drink Shiner Bock on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what Shiner Bock is?
I have no idea.
Yep.
I made the mistake once of ordering a Shiner Bock in California.
Mm-hmm.
They have it out here, but they're not on tap.
But you have to. Not every place has them. You gotta.
No.
Only a few places have them. So I got really weird looks. What else do I drink? And Corona. I like Corona a lot too.
Okay. So
Corona.
you like the lighter
Lighter beers?
Lighter
I do
clear
like-
beers.
I do like the lighter, clearer beers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite end of the spectrum. I like the stouts, the Guinness. They make a coffee stout, which is really good.
I like Guinness in my Irish car bombs.
That's kind of how it's made, though.
Yeah.
Is that a Capri Sun you have there, Bob?
No, this is the
The other one.
The other one. I got two flavors. This is the pina colada. It looks like it's an adult Capri Sun.
It's a
It really is.
it's a juicy box for adults.
It's a juicy box.
It's a
for adults.
juicy
Let me-
box
Let me
for
show you
adults.
this going again at the time.
Oh yeah, see
Is
that.
that a ball? Oh, I was like, is that a ball?
Number 2.
yeah,
That's his glass.
It's my glass.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here again. Oh.
Oh, it's white! Oh God!
Oh, you missed the glass, you son of a bitch.
So
You
it's
lick
hard
that
to-
off your desk too.
It's hard to get it in the glass sometimes. I've seen
You have terrible aim,
Oh, look at
Bob.
I opened it too big. Oh, Jesus, it's going everywhere. I'm gonna have to lick this up.
that. It's just.
That's dirty.
Oh my God.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. You need some guy like with his hand on the back of your head, your hair.
Oh God. How about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just looks like a fucking hand's coming out of nowhere.
I can get Tara over here.
Mm.
Oh God.
Does she want to help?
She was about to run in. She was ready to stage hand.
She want to
I
assist.
think she just ran into a wall. She's clumsy as fuck.
Oh man.
Oh, nice.
Oh God.
What is that?
That looks fantastic.
It tastes like pina colada.
The way it falls out of that bag.
Mm-hmm.
It's frozen. It's very cold. It is liquid. It's just
Frozen liquid. Oh
yes.
Squeeze it up.
man. Now it's just flowing now. It's free flowing. Oh.
This is the best. This is
There we go.
the best show ever. All right, so besides Mass Effect 2 and I'm Live and all that stuff, I'm playing
Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 3 and The Witcher 2. I've been playing Anomaly Warzone Earth, which is an XBLA
I'm sorry.
game.
What?
Anomaly Warzone Earth. It's a XBLA game. It's sort of like a backward tower defense. So the
So you destroy the towers.
Yes. So the premise is that, aliens have landed in America and they're destroying cities. And you have this squad of vehicles that you need to get to these certain points. And you have to make it through these gauntlet of basically tower defense that the aliens have put up and get through it. And you're basically, it's like playing Plants vs. Zombies and you're playing as the zombies instead of the plants.
Ah.
Okay, and you have four different abilities. So basically, you have 4 or 5 vehicles. I think 5 maximum. And there's walkers that are, it's your basic tropes. You have the walkers that do more damage but have less armor. You have these ACPs, APCs that have more armor but do less damage. You have a
What is
shield.
going on over
You
there?
can do a shield. But
What
I'm
are you
trying
doing?
to eat this thing out of the bag.
Your head is off screen. I just see you trying to ram something into your mouth.
what?
That's how my weekends usually go.
Yeah, Bob always finishes his weekend ramming things into his mouth.
Oh God, just had a money shot. Oh.
Oh, that is inappropriate, Bob, and it will not be tolerated.
So anyway, so you have different vehicles, and you have your little commander guy, which sort of is outside the vehicles. So he's kind of like your cursor in a sense. You know what I mean?
Weird.
So as the vehicles are going, they'll automatically attack the towers as they go through, and then you have abilities like you can heal them, you can put up a smoke screen, which means the towers can't hit you as much. So in essence, lowers the damage you take. You can put out a decoy. So that the towers will shoot at the decoy until the decoy's health is depleted. And the fourth one is airstrike. And every time you rack up a certain amount of kills, or you make say you kill 3 or 4 towers or 3 towers, you'll get airdrops, which will drop more of those abilities. So you can only if say you have of your 4 abilities, you have 2 heals, 2 decoys, 2 smoke screens, and you use them up, and then you'll get airdrop more. And the amount you get is sort of dictated by how many things you kill, and then also by the difficulty. So casual you'll get a lot of them, normal you'll get a few more, and hard you'll get very few. So besides that, you also have to choose your path. So you're basically going through a city. So you have city grids and city streets and stuff like that, and you can pre-plot the path you're going to take through. What did you get?
Salsa.
What?
I requested salsa over chat.
Are you-
Chat, and I got chips
Are
and
you
salsa.
Are you at a restaurant?
Yes.
It's like. Wait, who brought you the salsa? Did Tara bring you the salsa?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Can you send her?
Yeah,
over?
it's like Brad during the show a couple weeks ago. All of a sudden, the door opens and fucking Malia
I'm not
walks in
trying
and
to
hands him a plate of hot dogs. She brought him hot dogs.
A plate of hot dogs.
A plate of hot dogs
So
during the show.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty mean.
That was funny.
And Brad looked at us like, what?
Like, what? I got my hot dogs.
And we're like, fuck you, Brad. Where's our hot dogs?
Oh, man. So, anyway, where was I? Oh, so you actually can make your own pathway going through the city. And you have to change your pathway depending on what happens, because different towers will pop up, you know, and different towers have different abilities, so you have to kind of make your way through. So it's basically, it's like a strategy game. But it's pretty cool. It's very difficult. It's not an easy game at all.
And you said this is an XBLA game?
Yeah, it's an XBLA game. I forget who put it out. Because someone look it up, who put out Anomaly Warzone Earth. Anomaly Warzone Earth. It's a terrible title. It's an awful title. Because it's like, it's a mouthful. It's quite a mouthful. But it's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of fun. If you like tower defense games, it's an interesting sort of take on it.
It is developed by 11-Bit Studios.
11-Bit Studios, that's right.
Studio in which I have never heard of.
Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're really into tower defense stuff. I think you'll find, like, some fun to be had. But one of the main issues I have with it is that there's, like, once you get through those 4 abilities and you kind of learn how to use them, there's not all that much more the game offers so much. I mean, it throws at you different tactical situations and so some escort missions and things like that. But it's like you're kind of limited. To where a game like, you know, Plants vs Zombies, there's like a ton of different things you can do in terms of like the defense of towers and different like different types of towers and different types of defenses you can put up. There aren't too many in this game. You know, you have a certain amount of vehicles. You have there's a tank as well, like that is some like a big rugged tank type of thing. So
you run out of options pretty quickly.
So it's a little more about like a defense grid.
Yeah, I never played Defense Grid.
Oh, okay. It sounds very similar to what you're talking about.
I think it's similar to that. But yeah, my thing is that it just kind of becomes, it gets a little slow after a while, you know. But I don't know, it's fun. I recommend anyone to try it out.
Perhaps I'll download. I downloaded. I've been downloading demos too on XBLA. I downloaded a Fez demo today. I haven't played it yet.
I have not played Fez yet. I've not touched it yet.
It's a fun game. I played a little bit of it.
Bob, real quick before you say anything else, are you strategically muting your mic so we can't hear you chewing your chips?
Yes.
Because I was about to say it's really weird because it's like you're talking, but then you start chewing chips and you don't hear any of it, and I'm like,
I'm fucking magic.
it's like
That's what's going on here.
You're made of magic.
He is made of magic.
Actually, I'm gonna try these. At PAX East, they were giving out these goddamn eye drops called Roto. You've probably seen David use these.
I have never seen him use those.
What is that
Really?
for?
Yeah, it's an eye drop, but it has.
There's heroin in it.
Oh, yeah.
Heroin.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I hate needles. The needles thing.
They're giving these out at PAX East. I think they have menthol in them or something like that. It's supposed to like
What?
burn and cool at the same time.
What?
So.
Oh, guys, I'm doing it on the feed. Oh, God. I can't watch people.
That just. Why would you do that?
What is the significance of doing that on the feed? Like nobody can.
My eyes were dry.
So wait, why
Nobody
does
can
it?
experience that with you.
Why does it have
Oh.
menthol in it?
It's like very cool.
Why do you want your eyes to be cool? I don't.
Oh, God.
I don't want my eyes to be cool.
Oh, crap. Apparently, it's really good for gamers. I don't know why. I got like maybe 5 of these fucking bottles when I was at PAX East. They were just giving them out.
That's
So
Oh man, I had to try it.
I don't want cool eyes.
It's invigorating.
Cool eyes. I don't.
oh god, I can't watch people put eye drops. It freaks me out.
You can't do contacts, then, can you?
I can't do contacts. I can't
really?
do eye drops either.
You don't wear glasses though.
No, that's why I was freaking out today when I was playing The Witcher, and I was like, I'm gonna need glasses. I can't. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
Well, you gotta.
My life will be over.
I wear glasses, but I don't wear contacts.
Oh. And Nick, you already have the beard. You can just get big, chunky black ones, and then you can become an indie game developer.
Oh yes. Just
Really
move to
fun.
Sweden.
And move to Sweden.
That's where they keep them.
Yeah.
I love Sweden has a really great metal scene too, so I'd fit in.
They developed black metal. So.
That they did.
I've been playing Trials. I've been trying to play Trials.
Oh god,
I hate Trials. But I love Trials.
Fucking love Trials.
I love Trials, but I hate Trials. I put on. This is what happens. I put on Trials, and I play it.
You light some candles.
And then I get angry, and I shut it off, in anger. And then an hour later, I go and I put Trials back on, and I play it, and then I get angry, and I shut it off again in anger. And then like 2 hours or like that evening will come, and I'll go, hey, I want to play some Trials. And I'll play.
So it's like a really abusive relationship.
It is a totally abusive relationship, and part of the problem is the fact that I'm awful at Trials. I'm not good at it. So like the whole like back and forth with the guy like this, I can't get it right. And I'm like, I lean forward and the back of the bike comes up, and then I lean back and the front of the bike comes up, and it. and I do that.
Every time you say like this, I'm like, what do you mean like this? All I see is this.
But yeah, but I still like it. I still enjoy it. Here's my thing. Like, my favorite tracks are the tracks where you can go really fast and like go over jumps and stuff like that. It's when they'll have like the small little hippity hoppity shit where you have to like get over like the little barrel or like for like one single car and I have to like go back and forth, and I don't like that. I like fast ramps and flips and things like that. I want someone to make like Sonic levels for Trials, that kind of thing.
You don't like romance movies, do you?
That depends. What does this have to do with?
Because those are slow and methodical.
Yeah.
You like fast and you like the action movies, right?
Nah, I like all sorts of movies. And some of my favorite movies are The Holy Mountain by Jodorowsky, Fitzcarraldo by Werner Herzog, Glory, Wrath of God, which is another Werner Herzog movie with Klaus Kinski, and Gummo by Harmony Korine is probably, I think, the most beautiful movie ever made. And I love Terry Gilliam, too.
What?
Any of them.
Does anybody else join me in saying this? What?
I love Werner Herzog. Fitzcarraldo is a fantastic movie. Another movie with Klaus Kinski in it.
Joseph, are you a hipster?
No, I used to want to be a director a long time ago.
Are you a hippie?
No, I despise hippies.
Okay. All right, then we're good. just checking.
Right. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, Trials. So I do love Trials, but I hate Trials and I suck at it. And I get mad at it. I get very angry at Trials. So I don't know.
Well, maybe you should talk to Brad. Maybe he can make you love Trials. I haven't played Evolution since PAX last year, so I can't talk too much about it.
See, I thought I was going to have a really big problem because they lock out tracks unless you get a certain amount of medals.
But do you remember the fun we had? We were playing the multiplayer.
That was fun. But the thing is, you can't just bronzing everything isn't good enough. Like, you have to do better than that. You know what I mean?
I'm one of those people that, going right back to my whole Bayonetta experience, every time I get a bronze medal, I'm like, fuck this game, fuck you. I did better than that.
Yeah.
And then I have to keep playing the same goddamn level over and over again until I get a silver. And then I'm like, fuck you,
Right.
I can do better than that. And then I play it over and over again until I get a gold.
Right. And the thing is that, like, if you, like, on some of these tracks, if you fall once, like, you don't get a gold. Like, you've missed your chance at a gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it seems like people have been talking about things they could have added in to make it really good. Like if every time you did a flip, like, it erased one of your faults. That would have been really nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Things like that.
Wait, if you what is it? If you you have the you can automatically reset from the last checkpoint, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you want.
Yeah.
If you do that, does that take away from getting a gold? Like, does that hurt you?
So you mean so reset just before you fall?
So if you know you're about to like miss a jump, if you reset, does that do just as much damage?
I don't know. I usually kind of stick with it and crash and burn.
It would make sense if it counted as a fault.
I think it does. I think if you go back to a checkpoint, it probably counts as a fault.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. I mean, I still enjoy it. Now, one of the good things about it is that every medal counts. So I don't think medals you get from user downloaded tracks, but even things like medals and like the other stuff, like the fun things you can do in Trials, like like how far can you get down this hill without stopping or whatever. Like, it's not just the time trial tracks; it's the other tracks too that you can get medals for that count toward your full medal bank that you have. So
yeah.
Like, I was kind of stuck at was it license A or something, whatever the next thing was. And what I did was I went to the kind of the fun stuff, and I got a couple of bronze in like the other, like the side tracks, and that actually got me over the limit. I was able to continue on, so that's good. I mean,
cool.
it's not as strict as I was worried about, So
I'm eventually gonna download this game because I do love me some Trials.
It's real. I mean, one thing you have to love about Trials is how it kind of like perfects its own simplicity.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's basically 2 buttons, and
I would say
pulled
it's
so
the most
much.
addictive game since Tetris. I would almost go that far.
That's pretty far. That's pretty
It's-
far. You don't want
it's
to.
pretty
You don't
fucking
want to go
addictive.
that far. You will regret that in the morning. You will regret that in the morning.
Will I?
Let it be known that Nick Henderson has just said that Trials is the best game since Tetris.
No. What? What? No. No.
And much like Bob, he hates Asian people.
I said most
Exactly.
addictive game
Addictive.
since Tetris.
Is Tetris that addictive? Addictive?
Yes. At least I remember it being that addictive. How about the most addictive game since Lumines?
Luminous
That's-
is pretty addictive.
Lumines is my crack.
I tried. Have you tried the Vita version of Luminous yet?
Dude, yeah. What? Yeah. That was our first audible impressions.
Oh, okay.
Josh.
I don't pay.
Do you visit the website, Joseph?
No.
The website that you write for?
Never. No, I do. I didn't listen to the Luminous one. I didn't know who
Maybe
was
you
on
should, because Lumines is brilliant.
that. I've only listened to like one or two of the audible impressions, and I don't even
I
remember
recommend
which ones
them.
it was. No, I like them.
Especially-
I listened to a bunch of them from E3. E3 fucking PAX,
Yes.
which were good.
Those technically aren't on the audible impressions feed,
Correct.
but they're very similar to an audible impression. They're basically audible impressions. We put them on the main feed though, since they were from PAX.
Right.
But yes, audible impressions are fun.
Yeah.
They're good.
So I mean, that's basically all I've been playing. I picked up WWF, the new one.
We are not talking about that
Why? It was like $5, and
because
I wanted
it's
to
wrestling.
pretend I was the Ultimate Warrior.
Ugh.
I love the Ultimate Warrior. He's awesome. Not anymore. He's kind of a douchebag now, but back when he was the Ultimate Warrior, he was pretty fantastic.
A wrestler douchebag? No.
Well, that's kind of the problem with modern wrestling, I think.
Yeah.
Like modern wrestling used to be like crazy characters with like outlandish storylines and stuff, and now it's just a bunch of douchebags like trying to out dude bro each other with their caps and their jean shorts on.
I went to WrestleMania once.
Really? Which one?
True story.
Which one?
I don't know. It was like
Who was wrestling?
it was about 3 years ago.
Oh god, so it's one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Those don't
I'm
count
young.
anymore.
What are you talking about?
What's up?
I'm like 13.
That is true. Yeah.
Or at least some
Bob
people
has a
think I'm-
rat.
Oh, is the rat on? Is the rat
Yeah,
on? I'm not
this is the other one.
There's the rat.
He's
rat
a little
man.
more tired
Give
or
him a
skittish.
nut. Give him a nut, Bob. Yeah.
He has a chip.
Yeah, there he goes.
He's very cute. What is the rat's name?
Well, this one's Whizzer.
Okay.
Guess why?
Guess he's a wizard.
No, because he pees everywhere.
Oh.
Including up shoulder.
Probably.
Bob, your animal is not cuter than my animal.
Battle of the
Battle-
Animals.
Mine's kind of sleeping and deaf.
My lord. So, and I.
Where's your animal, Joseph? Huh? Huh?
Oh, here.
Huh? You got some weird rodent back there you want to show us? Huh?
I have a shark. It's got a little quint. It's my Jaws shark, a little quint.
I can't see you. I can't see you at all.
Okay. And also, it's so funny. I've gotten like fairly addicted to Battlefield 3 multiplayer.
Fairly addicted?
Yeah. I play it all the time. When I'm not playing things that I need to play for the site or for The Witcher 2, like it's now become Battlefield 3 has become my go-to like hangout game.
Battlefield 3 is my go-to shooter, multiplayer shooter.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
though I
that
don't go
and-
to very often.
Yeah, but it's like the fact that it's my like, well, it's Saturday night, I just want to hang out and relax. I'm just gonna play Battlefield 3 all night.
that is a good one. Good choice.
So I don't know. It really kind of. I always liked it, but it's really started to click with me. They made a whole bunch of changes to a lot of the guns, so there's not like there used to be a problem with the USAS 12 frag grenade rounds or whatever they want to call it, which is like they were way overpowered. So they fixed a lot of that kind of stuff. They made some changes that people aren't too happy about, like the suppression is just kind of crazy now. So the suppression effect is just way too much. See, people say I thought you didn't like BF3. No, I despise the BF3 single player. The multiplayer I think is fantastic, but
I liked the single player.
I don't see how you like the single player.
It was good.
How?
The Battlefield
good.
3 single player goes against everything Battlefield is supposed to be.
See, that's the disconnect. I had never played a Battlefield game before, and for me, it was just a fun single player campaign.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I didn't expect it to be anything different. Like for me, going into Battlefield 3 was like going into a new Call of Duty game. It was just like a Call of Duty single player. And I can see
and
why
it delivered, and that's the problem.
I can see why that would be bad to people who are major fans of the Battlefield series, because that's not what Battlefield has ever been.
Right.
But for someone like me who is just wanting, like for me, I am always reluctant to pick up a multiplayer only game, like a game that's solely there for its multiplayer. So to have a nice little single player romp, like a little story to play through in the single player,
Right.
is good for me.
I thought the single player of Battlefield was such a travesty to what that game is supposed to be that
It does not resemble what it is in the multiplayer. That's for sure.
well even like Bad Company, and Battlefield 2 even was it was
it's a
like
different animal.
the single player had more of that open world aspect, especially the first Bad Company was more like here's your objective and here's this huge area to do it, and however you can do it, try to do it. It wasn't this strictly lined. I mean, there's parts of Battlefield 3 single player that even though you're outside, you're supposed to be outside, it still feels like a corridor shooter, because if you go anywhere outside of where you're supposed to be, it does that, you better turn around or you're going to get shot, get back soldier thing,
Yeah.
So, and there's no need for that. There was no need for that. I mean, DICE seemed to want to compete directly with Call of Duty, and in doing so completely forgot who they were as a developer and who they were, and the fact that they forgot like what they do well, and what they do well can be transcribed to a single player experience. You don't have to keep that in the multiplayer. And I don't know, I just thought that was
Well, hopefully they learned their lesson and they're moving on to Mirror's Edge 2.
Unlikely.
That's what I'm taking from this.
That's quite a
I don't know.
That's quite a segue.
I don't know about you. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh man. So, but that's about it. So let's move on to some news. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's do some news.
All right.
Let's comment on some news.
What the fuck is going on?
Prey 2 wasn't
Prey
canceled.
2 not canceled. So not canceled. My own personal belief is that it was going to be canceled, and then Bethesda, or more appropriately ZeniMax, probably saw the fan backlash and were like, okay, because basically what it requires, and they pushed it like to 2013. They pushed it.
Yeah, they said it's not coming out
way
this
out,
year.
like way out. I think they decided. I think if that game was going to live and not get canceled, it needed another pretty substantial investment, like monetarily. And I think the fan backlash.
Here's what I'm wondering though, because after we saw it at E3 and we saw it at PAX, like the game looks beautiful, looks amazing, looks like it plays brilliantly. My question is, outside of that very controlled demo they showed everybody,
Right.
what does the rest of the game look like that made them so concerned?
Well, the thing is, like, that demo, like you said, it's very controlled. There could have been literally nothing else other than that demo.
Yeah, that could have been all they had.
Yeah.
I doubt that's the case. I would say my bigger I don't want to say concern, because this could be a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it would be more I would be less surprised if the game was not actually being canceled. Like if it didn't drop off the radar and those rumors started actually because they were handing it to a different developer as opposed to canceling it, because Human Head was basically ordered to cancel all their talks at GDC. They went quiet about it. They can't comment on it, and there's rumors started up that they're working on a sequel to Rune and all sorts of stuff like that. And it just makes me think that perhaps they might be shifting around the development teams.
Did you see the recent rumors that surfaced about the team?
I can't
So
remember.
there was a rumor that came up this week saying that they haven't been working on the game since November.
Oh yes, I did see that.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? The Prey 2
They were
team?
on strike. Yeah, they were on strike because they weren't happy with the.
Oh yeah, there were their contracts with
contract.
ZeniMax,
Yeah.
and their plans were, because they ended up having to let some people go, but their plans
Yeah.
were to hire them back on as soon as the contracts were satisfactory, and that apparently just never panned out.
Interesting.
Is that right? Is that
That's the rumor. I don't know if it's like it never panned out, or if they just haven't gotten to renegotiate, or what.
So yeah, it may just be a conflict of between the publisher and the development studio.
Right.
Where's the game may be just fine, but they may have had to put the game on hold for 4 months to deal with all this like inner turmoil,
right?
And then which ended up delaying the game further than they expected.
Where's that developer located? Are they an American developer?
Human Head?
Human Head.
No, I don't think they're in America. Let me double check.
Because other different countries have different laws in terms of like contract negotiations and unions and that kind of stuff. So.
Human Head Studios is located in they're in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin that just passed all all those laws where workers can no longer form unions and stuff or something like that. Didn't Wisconsin isn't that where Governor Scott Walker is, and he just passed a whole bunch of anti-union laws, legislation over the past like 2 or 3 months?
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's all related, man. So Governor Scott Walker killed Prey 2.
Yes.
Okay.
That is fact.
That's good.
Confirmed.
I like
Now that I can stop
best
sweating.
news segment ever.
Now that I can stop sweating bullets about Prey 2 being canceled, because
Well, what if they don't get the contract renegotiated? If that rumor is true.
I don't think the game will be canceled. I mean,
There's been a lot of positive press behind it. If Human Head doesn't finish it, someone else will.
yes. I mean that game, like if that game goes south and ZeniMax lets it go, like there'll probably be studios lined up to pick that game up because it looks so promising. Everyone that's seen that game in action has had nothing but good things to say about it.
Do you think Square Enix would pick that up?
Sure. I mean, Square Enix has become like the publisher that like picks up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Picks up games that keep getting dropped.
And I mean, and it has sort of a Deus Ex thing.
Yeah, and then maybe
they'll
do it justice by dropping Prey out of the title.
Yeah.
Give it a different name so it'll sell.
It's so weird why would they even do that?
It seems so weird. It's completely disassociated from the original title.
Yeah.
Except, I mean, the main character from the first one, I can't remember his name, Tommy. He does make an appearance in the game. Like he played a significant story role in the second game.
He does. He said.
Yes, they have said that. But outside of that, it has no connection to the first one whatsoever.
So take that part out.
Yeah, I mean,
why is it necessary?
If it ends up getting canceled by Bethesda and then Square Enix picks it up, they'll probably give it some name which is far better than the original game, i.e. Sleeping Dogs, being better than True Crime.
Right.
And
it was originally called Black Lotus.
Both of those titles sound far more interesting than True Crime Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm. I heard that wasn't very good.
What?
True
Sleeping
Crime.
Dogs?
No, yeah, Sleeping Dogs. But you guys did a podcast
listen to the
about it.
Y'all were pretty positive about it, right?
Yeah, you were. That's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I heard from some people that they didn't like it.
Yeah, some people said they didn't like it, but it's...
Oh, my dog has the hiccups. Watch.
Oh, God.
Oh, look at that. Hiccups. Do it again. Yeah.
So he's deaf.
Sorry.
He's deaf, retarded, and he has the hiccups.
Yes.
We have to put him down, Nick. I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
Oh, boo. I can't feel my legs.
So Sleeping Dogs is actually, I had a pretty positive experience with it. They have it was Square Enix is developing it. They have people that work with different studios. They had people that work with the studio that did Need for Speed Underground is doing all of the driving mechanics. Yeah. Then there's the studio that worked with the Batman Arkham City, or Batman Arkham Asylum guys. Oh God, who is that? That's
Rocksteady?
Rocksteady, yeah. As well as, did they do Just Cause 2?
No, that's Avalanche.
Avalanche. I think they actually had people that were working with Avalanche as well.
So they have a hodgepodge of people that have worked with
worked with a bunch of different studios, all putting sort of combining that into one game. Which the game itself, when I looked at it and first saw it, it reminded me a lot of a Yakuza game. Just the setting, the amount of side quests you can do. There's
it looks like the tone is a little bit different. It looks like a little more serious than a Yakuza game.
Yeah. Well, you can. The thing is, like, one of the best moments in the demo, at least for School or Ben from the site, was that the combat is so fluid that he was able to run into a group of dudes, jump up onto a counter, slide across the counter, pick up a frying pan while he was sliding across the counter, and then smack a dude in the head with it.
That's awesome.
That was not a quick time event or anything. That was just all in as a part of the game.
Oh.
Wait, was this Ben playing it?
Ben playing it.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of environmental damage you can use when you're fighting people. It has the same counter moves you have with Batman. So the little exclamation mark will appear, and you can do the counter.
Yeah.
Once you grapple dudes, you can items in the environment will glow up, and they'll glow red, and you can either shove them into these giant air conditioning vents, which have these spinning fans. So you can shove their heads into these giant spinning fans and just have a fountain of blood appear. It's really gory and
That's a
really,
And it's all set in a just big open world.
yeah. It's open world. It's a lot more like a GTA.
It reminds me
but,
of the
there are
Pun-
mission.
it's
Certain mission stories.
it sort of reminds me of the Punisher game for PS2. Ever play that?
No, I didn't play
Had a
that.
lot of had a lot of environmental damage like that. You could like put people's you can have like normal fighting where you'd be just boxing, or, fighting people
Yeah.
around, and you can grab them in a hold, and there'd be things in the environment. So you like put their head through a bandsaw or something like that.
Yeah, there was a table saw you could run a guy's head through, or
Oh,
a stove you could shove him, like an on stove you could throw his face onto. And
Oh.
What did you think of the world? Like, how did the world look?
the world looked really good. They did actually a lot of on-site scouting for Tokyo, or not Tokyo, what I'm saying, Hong Kong. So they went on-site for Hong Kong, took a lot of photos. They have a lot of HD textures, and it looks a lot like Hong Kong, and it feels a lot like Hong Kong. So
I'm
the world
really
itself is actually really cool.
I'm really glad Square Enix picked this game up. I wasn't super interested in it when it was called True Crime, but I don't.
Yeah, that was just tagged on there. It was
the
not actually
title
part of the game.
alone, like the change in title alone, makes me like twice as interested in this game.
Yeah, well, when we were talking to the developer, they said they were originally developing the game. It was called Black Lotus, and they're like, hey, well, why don't we publish it as True Crime? And the only thing that changed was the title. That's it.
Yeah.
The title screen changed. Nothing else changed.
Wow.
There was no other influence.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is True Crime that much of a beloved series that they think
No.
will help its chances?
No,
think so.
I don't think. I mean, it has its following,
Mhm.
but I mean, if
It's not that
if what-
big.
if what that guy said is true, then it's like this game would have come out, and fans of True Crime would have been like, okay, it's called True Crime, but there's
not
nothing
True
really
Crime, yeah.
about this game that makes it identifiably true crime.
Right. Right.
Like Mercury's team.
Oh,
Oh.
blow there, Bob.
Oh man. So you guys know that Black Ops 2 Call of Duty website went up today. A timer for tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow? God damn it. Call of Duty announcement. What is going on? What the fuck is wrong with people? Why is everybody announcing these games a month and a half before E3? Can they
Probably
not
because they want to show it on the floor.
They're gonna
can
show
that-
it on the floor.
Can they not hold their load in until fucking June?
But this happens every time. Every time.
No,
Every
they
year.
when they announced what was it? There was a game at E3 that was really big, like the first year that we went, and they announced it at the Sony press conference, and it was playable on the show floor.
Mhm.
Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah. They don't. See, what they want to do is they want.
Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal. When they announced Twisted Metal, you could walk. We walked out of that Sony press conference. You
Yeah.
could walk over to the convention center, walk in the door, and play Twisted Metal
Yeah.
if you wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that is a perfectly fine way of doing this shit.
Yeah. I don't. I think they want to build hype and then make it playable or show the first footage during E3.
I think there's also a lot of control with PR. Is if you're doing it at an E3, like a big convention like E3, you don't want your announcement to be overshadowed by someone else. Like
Yeah.
it could be there's another bigger announcement at E3
Okay,
you didn't
that
know
makes
about.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Mhm.
Now, all these better be. I'm sure these are all teasers. So, like the first gameplay footage or full or actual details will emerge from E3.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's gonna be funny? It's gonna look the same. It's
Call
gonna,
of Duty.
it's gonna
Probably.
it's gonna look like Modern Warfare 3, which
Yeah.
looked like Black Ops.
Yeah, and they're all
Yeah.
gonna look. The thing is, no one expects Call of Duty to change.
There's
like,
been-
like visually.
Call of
The
Duty.
game's always gonna look like that.
Call of Duty has had the same death screen with that little siren sound since 2.
Siren sound.
Yes, when you die and it goes, "Wee!" that little siren sound.
I don't.
It's
recall
been the death screen has been exactly the same since probably the beginning of the series. It's
that
amazing.
game. that game will not look different. It'll look like we'll be having deja vu from the Microsoft conference last year when they debuted the Modern Warfare 3 trailer. Those announcements, like those games will always be the same. The thing is, they're relying more on the visual spectacle, the Michael Bay-ness of that game to sell it. And I don't necessarily blame them. They're a lot of fun to watch those scenarios unfold, especially when you watch them on a giant fucking screen at a conference like that. Those are exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not expecting if they announce Black Ops 2 and it looks like the jump from from Call of Duty 3 to Call of Duty 4, my mind will be blown. The thing is, they have to do that at some point, right?
Well,
they can't.
Not until the next. They're obviously still using the same engine, right?
Yeah.
Because there's videos of them using the same editor to put like the same buildings in Modern Warfare 3 than there were in Black Ops. You know.
I mean, to maintain this yearly this 1 year turnaround or 2 year turnaround for development, they kind of have to.
Yeah. No one's building a new engine.
The thing is, you got to think they have someone in the background working on a new engine to develop the next generation of Call of Duty games. There's got to be. It's like any other, it's like Assassin's Creed 3 being in development for the past 3 years by a side team, in the background. It has to be.
I don't think you're going to see that until.
I don't know. That's not gonna be Black Ops 2
until you see a new Xbox.
Yeah.
You know?
Which will probably be announced sometime next year.
Right. Well, there's supposedly.
Did you play Modern Warfare 3?
Yeah. I did.
Okay. Not very positive on it.
It was okay. It was Modern Warfare.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's be honest. We're all gonna play it and be like, yeah, it's good.
I've definitely gone from I bought Black Ops day one, I think, because I was kind of excited about the multiplayer. To now I'm just like, I'll just rent it.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 3 was the first one. I was like, I'll wait a couple weeks.
Yeah, like the feeling, the need wasn't there, and not even like need in terms of this is gonna be a new experience. Black Ops I got because it's gonna be fun and it'll be a fun multiplayer and I'll play with Carlos. It'll be cool. Dude, him and his 4 shotguns. But the glimmer has faded, and I'm just not feeling it anymore. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm more right now at this point. I'm more interested in fan reaction for when they do release footage of Black Ops 2, and if it doesn't look much different and it's just more of the same, because people are already kind of getting fed up. It'll be interesting to see if that's, there's a backlash to that.
Yeah. It's going to be diminishing returns until they realize they can't keep doing it.
And I'll give Halo credit. Halo is no Call of Duty because Halo, each time there's a new Halo game, they do try to do new things and push it ahead. I'm not a fan of Halo. I don't like Halo as a franchise. I think there's a lot of things wrong with it. But every time there's a new Halo, they do try to do something different. Whether it's overhaul the graphics like they did in Reach, or do something like ODST, which is to hold a different take on on the storyline. They do try to do that stuff, or they have been recently in the past 3-4 years. But we'll see. Maybe the Call of Duty will be Guitar Hero'd at some point.
You never know.
So, anything else going on in the news? What else is happening?
God of War 4 was announced.
God of War 4 Ascension. So it's a prequel. So they basically don't have to change anything. All the gods are magically respawned. They don't have to actually take.
Yeah, but the thing is, they've already dictated how those gods die, and within the realm of that franchise, he can't go back and kill the same gods because he's already killed them once before.
Yeah, but
obviously,
but it's a prequel.
He's just going back. Yeah, he's just going to be working with Ares, right? Is that what the original story is?
Well, yeah, Ares is the original God of War, and he eventually succeeds.
He kind of fucks over Kratos, right, in the original story?
Yeah, and then he seeks revenge and kills Ares.
Right.
So there's a lot of speculation right now about what it's going to depict as a prequel.
Right.
A lot of people are saying it's going to depict his involvement in what is it? Because he before they talk about before the first game he was marching. He was leading an army somewhere. I don't remember how the story goes, but he's leading an army somewhere, and that's when he finds out his family was murdered and stuff like that.
Right.
So, or did he kill his family? I don't know what the fuck happened.
I think they were murdered because they always talk about revenge.
Yeah.
And he's not.
I think the biggest disappointment here is that it's still Kratos and it's still fucking Greek mythology.
See, I would love. My idea was, and I was gonna write something about this. I started to, and then I put it up the same day Chris put his thing up at God of War. So I said, well, I'll just take it down. I'll work on it a little bit more. But I wanted like move the story forward, and maybe like now Kratos is fighting like the Christian gods, like Yahweh, and he's fighting to stop the birth of Jesus. Like Jesus is trying to be born, he's like no, and he's pulling her back in the uterus of the Virgin Mother with his chains.
Cutie.
Oh god.
You know.
I was gonna suggest
But
maybe
I'm
a new
serious
hero
though. I think
entirely.
what.
Maybe a new anti-hero entirely centered around a different set of mythology.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what mythology I would go with.
What came after Greek mythology?
I mean, there's plenty of other
Hitler?
mythology.
No, but the whole idea is that he kills the Greek gods, and then a new religion has to arise. So what was the new religion then?
I don't know.
Like what came in the timeline of popular religions, popular
make shit up over popular words.
popular worldly psychosis? What was the next thing to put to sort of to become like the in thing? What was which god was the next Justin Bieber after the Greek gods?
I would love to see Kratos kill Justin Bieber.
Maybe Justin Bieber could be a big god or something like that, you know. But I think it would be really good if, like, you know, he tries to fight against, you know, the against like Yahweh and the rise of Judaism maybe, and then by extension Christianity. And since that is still, you know, a popular religion, like God of War 4 ends by Kratos being defeated. You know what I mean? And that would be a good end to that story. But then they couldn't make a 5, and that they will never have that happen.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I'll still play it. I just don't. This is very much in the same vein as Call of Duty. I don't see this changing very much. I don't see them doing anything significant with the formula.
Right.
Maybe they'll surprise us. I don't know. But it's only been 3 years since God of War 3.
They need to get Jaffe back on that.
Yeah, I think Jaffe has his hands full, or I don't know if Jaffe wants to go back to that. Who knows?
Jaffe's working on something. He hasn't said what he's working on, but he's doing something else. He left Eat Sleep Play. He's not with them anymore.
So I don't know. That's news.
There's got to be more than that.
How about that Dishonored trailer?
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh man, I am excited.
Yeah.
I was very very much in this mindset. If you cancel Prey 2, I'm not going to be excited for your other game. Fuck you. But you know, now that's not canceled. I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, I love it.
In fact, I think I'm gonna go because I have Prey 2 pre-order right now. I'm gonna go switch my pre-order to Dishonored.
Oh, nice.
Because got another year or so to wait on Prey 2 at least.
Yeah, at least it has a great sort of like steampunk versus like City 17 sort of look to it. That I really like. It's the same guy.
It's the same
same
guy
art director.
for Half-Life 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see. Did you guys see gameplay, or was it just Chris Davis who saw gameplay?
Chris Davis saw gameplay at
Gamescom?
QuakeCon.
QuakeCon.
Yeah, QuakeCon. They were showing it.
Right.
So I'm sure E3 will be the first time we get a really good glimpse at Dishonored. I hope we do because that game is supposed to come out later this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, probably soon.
We just called him Chris Davis again.
That's all I do. I call him Chris Davis.
Yeah.
Let me look at news real quick, see if there's anything else that we're missing that we should comment about.
I just want to hear more about Thief 4.
Yeah.
Well,
game.
they're still working on that.
I've thought they were going to talk about
For
that
how
last
long?
2 E3s.
Yeah. They announced it, or they teased it, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago.
Who the fuck is working on that? Was it Eidos? Because they own the IP, right?
I believe so, yeah. So that technically makes it Square Enix territory now.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you guys think about Crysis 3 announcement?
Oh yeah, it's funny because I made that post because I was concerned about because that first image looked like it was from a very urban environment, kind of like 2.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I liked 2, but I kind of want them to go back to the jungle environment because it was very like predatory, like where you're invisible and you're stalking your prey through the trees and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced it the next day, and it's fucking New York, but it's been overgrown. Like it's become a rainforest. Like it's been overgrown by vegetation, and it's now like it's like inside it's inside a dome, and that dome is like the remnants of New York City that's been overrun by nature. And I was like, okay, So they kind of did both.
Well, that's where Crisis really always looked great. Was those those high foliage environments and those big
Yeah.
open environments and stuff like that.
So I'm really stoked for Crisis 3. I loved Crisis 1 and 2. I think they're both stellar shooters. So
Yeah, I still need to pick up Crisis 1. I still need to try it on XBLA and see how
it's
that
great
works.
on XBLA. It
Really?
works. It works perfectly. Like I played it all the way through. It looked fantastic. Played perfectly. Not perfectly. I don't want to say perfectly, but it played great.
I might pick that up this week then.
I would say. I mean, I don't want to I haven't played the PC version, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be like, PC purists are gonna be like, you gotta play it on the PC. But that 360 version is fantastic.
Well, PC had the level editor, which is really cool. Like,
And more trees.
and more trees.
I'm just kidding.
No,
They fixed that.
they
Was that an issue?
Yeah.
Was that an issue?
No, it was
No,
just
there
a
was a-
screenshot, but
there was a joke during one of our shows because there was a screenshot comparison between the 360 and the PC version, and there was in the PC version there was you couldn't even see the sky. There were so many trees, and then the screenshot of the same area and the 360 version had 3 trees. But that was I don't know whether that was someone just fucking with a screenshot or whether that was a really early build and they hadn't added all the trees in.
Right.
But that problem does not exist.
Somebody could have did that in the PC level editor for the first one.
Yeah, it's possible. So
So
it looks great, and there's plenty of trees for fans of trees.
we have a lot of
love my
fans.
foliage.
A lot of fans of trees out there. People
Fans of
loving,
foliage.
people loving their trees.
Foliage fans.
Foliage fans. That's what they call them.
It's a foliage fetish. Is that
Right. So, Bob, are you gonna try the Connect capabilities for Skyrim, the voice commands?
The
at all?
Dovahkiin. Screen Dovahkiin.
I don't have Skyrim for 360. I have it for PC.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess I could gamefly it. Check it out.
Well, I just didn't know if you were gonna try it. I didn't know what version of Skyrim you had.
Yeah, maybe I'll let Tara do it. She's been playing it a lot recently again.
I would love to get a video of Tara yelling Dovahkiin at your TV.
She doing Fusro Da.
She could be like the next We Fit girl.
That should just be the commercial.
Just
It's just
give her
her.
glasses and make sure she wears a shirt and her underwear, and she screams Dovahkiin at the TV, and she'll be the next We Fit girl.
What's the Wii Fit girl?
What?
I don't know the Wii Fit girl.
Yeah.
Oh, what
I'll
the
not
fuck
fix
is
up.
wrong with you people?
Is this something?
Go
I
to
missed?
YouTube after the show and watch.
Fuck, I'm doing it right now.
Well, can we do the fucking?
I can't do
YouTube?
the Wii. Do
Oh,
the-
is
Maybe-
this the Tosh.0 thing?
we don't have the.
No.
capability
Maybe
yet.
we can do this after we cut the recording. See if we can broadcast it, pull it up like we were.
Oh yeah.
in the-
All right. Well,
Brad's looking for people to cast things anyway. I think.
yeah. So
we can just
you
go-
gotta watch We Fit. What the fuck?
Is it a meme? What is it? Is it a meme or is it a commercial?
It's some guy who videotaped his girlfriend playing We Fit, and
in
she's
her underwear.
and she's playing We Fit she's wearing a shirt and her underwear, and she's doing the hula hooping,
Uh huh.
and it's a minute of her hula hooping in her underwear, and it's mesmerizing.
Is she fat?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought she was fat.
Good.
It was like watching watching a waterbed go back and forth.
No, I'm still trying to convince Ami to let me recreate that.
We'll see.
I don't think she trusts me.
As long as we can put a 4-player watermark on the corner,
Yeah.
that'd be fine.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
I don't
Alright.
think she's gonna go for that though.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
Keep working on it.
We'll see what
Get
happens.
back to me next week about that. So, all right, is that it? I think that's it.
I think that's it.
All right, guys.
I c-
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for coming out for our first live cocktail time here at 4playerpodcast.com. Check out our main website. Check out our Twitters. Mine is at the Joseph Christ. Nick is, what is yours, Nick?
Nick H0630.
And Bob is Shifting Bits. I remember his.
Yes.
But yeah,
Bits.
Shifting Bits. But anyway, yeah, thanks everyone coming out. We're gonna be doing this every Sunday, so come back. We'll come back before that too. But the next one will be next Sunday, 8 o'clock Pacific, 2:10, whatever. At night.
10 p.m. Central Standard Time for those people
Yeah, exactly.
who are used to our since we're all located in Texas except for Joseph and Bob. We typically
You do Central.
say Central Time.
Mhm.
Now you're just confusing our audience.
Right.
I hate you.
That's okay. So, all right, guys. Have a good night.
Peace out.
Later.
See you.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
guys.